Yeah, we find her, the beautiful girl we've been missing. We wanna have her kissing. We find her, now we in love. So it goes so, the remix.
DMB, Tux Bites, remix.
Now if I had to lose you like a bad phone connection, I'd change my game to get a better reception. Sit back, let's start this interaction. Don't fight the feelings, just a chain reaction. Your heart won't give you the wrong instructions. Like my GPS, yes I got the right direction. We gotta merge together like a road intersection. Last stop is gonna be my love and affection. I ain't like the mother dudes, they wanna call you shorty, but I'ma call you a beautiful girl. I took your picture home, my mama saw it, she's a very, very beautiful girl. I wanna put you in my video, cause you're so beautiful. You're a beautiful girl. So when you hear us on your radio, turn up your stereo. It's beautiful girl.
Gotta find a shorty, what's worth of a lady. It's nice but maybe doesn't look like 40. It's taking a little time. I wasn't seeing no signs, any traces of my baby. Who's gonna be my baby? But I thought I'm gonna take my time within it took a long fine eye. I saw a shorty passing by. She's got this very pretty smile. It was right at the bus station. I tried to make a conversation, holding her arms, feeling so charmed. I felt this sensation. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Now I realize I found me a beautiful girl. She's a model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it by. Beautiful girl, sparkling eyes, a killing thigh. I found me a beautiful girl.
Body me LP, oh yeah,
My wish came true when I saw you, girl. God must have blessed me with your beauty, girl. Looking so right from your head to your toe, shaped like a Coke bottle with a smile of a queen. My queen to be, you're my destiny. Got a body of a goddess with your beauty, I'm impressed and I'm never in distress. Come on over and be mine. Been searching for a man and now all the cats keep looking to mine. With a sexy walk and a sexy talk, she must be from a planet called the sexy world. I know I ain't tripping, better yet I'm thinking put a ring on the finger, we look good together. Take your place in my heart with your beauty, I'ma say that I'll never turn away. Who would think I'm in love?
Such the way she smiles at me just really makes me weak. The way she speaks to me just really make me go so weak. Keep staring in her eyebrows. All I kept on saying is wow. Your beauty shines and breeze at night. All I really want in my life. Oh yeah. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl, sparkling eyes, killing thigh. I found me a beautiful girl. Yeah, beautiful girl, most beautiful girl. Yeah. Beautiful girl.
Damn. Money, you seen her? Hot Ice, have you seen her? LP, have you seen her? I'ma go over to Tux Bites. I know you've probably seen her. He has a lot of beautiful girls with him. Tux, it's DMB, baby. Look,
Beautiful.
I look for a while, but I can't seem to find a beautiful girl so I can make her mine. Time after time, I've been searching for a while, but every girl I meet never seems worthwhile. What can I do? I pray to God for an answer. I feel pains in my heart like cancer, and when I find her, I'm gonna romance her. Lace several presents and gifts, call me Santa Claus. I make a heartbeat pause. That's my girl, homeboy, not yours. The girl of my dreams, she's more than I ever thought. Show me ass and culture, I think I'm getting punked. She's what I really want, so I'ma go get her. Since I'm a go getter, you know I'm gon' get her. And I will give her the world, anything for my beautiful girl.
Psych. Ooh, it's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl, sparkling eyes, killing
you're touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
Man of prestige. Ha! Now this guy win. Now you win. Now you win today. Now you win. Now you win. I agree. Man of prestige. Now man you be.
I'm sure some people will be jealous now the way I talk about Ola. But I have learned a lot from him. That's why I keep telling you to follow him. If you don't follow Man of Prestige, now you know.
Hello, what's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. Chidima, how far? How you day? How are you doing? If you're listening to this, do me a favor, hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified whenever we go live. Do me that favor right now. Let's bring everybody else into the room. Hold on 1 second. Hold up. All right, we're back. What's going on? All right, shout out to all my sponsors. I appreciate you all for always supporting the platform. Shout out to, let me see here, we have Mo Fresh, Life with Natu, Adeswa, Film Girl, Tima, Grace Kona, D Love, Yes TV, and brand newly we have Chidima as our brand new sponsors. Thank you so much. You can join the sponsors by simply hitting the join button on the platform anywhere, and of course you can sponsor any show for as low as 99 cents. Our goal is $300 this month. We're already at 35. We're 1/10 in, so shout out to you. I appreciate you for always helping support the platform. Hit the like button. Let's ping everybody else into the room. We have a very, very important lesson to learn today. We're talking about, should we marry despite my father's disapproval? Should we marry despite my father's disapproval? The Wofaida and Cole family dilemma. All right, we're gonna talk about this young lady today. She's a comedian. I've actually followed her for a long time. You know, I kind of like remember when she first came on the scene as a comedian, and it's been quite interesting. Let me see. I can't find my interesting. Okay, all right, let's keep going. But anyway, we're going to talk about how I'm going to show some pictures and stuff like that as we go through today's topic. My name is Ola. I'm coming to you live from my Empire Pro Studios, and essentially what we do here, we talk about life and relationship lessons. We abstract them from trendy topics as much as we can, but we also do some master classes here and there. Today is probably going to be one of those. Hit that like button, share, subscribe. You can download the books absolutely for free. These two books, they're available at manofprestige.com. Just download them for free. Okay, this is our stories, our lessons we've learned, and yes, you can literally carbon copy a lot of them into your relationship. Don't let them tell you that just do what works for you. That's nonsense. Okay, there's some principles that work across the board, regardless of who you talk to, if they have a long-term successful relationship. So don't let them tell you that, please. It can mean so many things. Just kick against it. Okay, sometimes they're coming from a good place, but just kick against it. There are principles that work across the board. All right, yes. Also, I've pinned the link to the top there. Once you're ready to chime in on the conversation, feel free. Today is Sunday, we're just chilling, but I saw this topic and I said, there's some quick lessons here. I have about 8 different tips that I'm going to share with you around this today. But before we get into that, we're going to actually run through some of the stuff. Shout out to Brother Patrick. How are you, sir? Welcome, sir. Happy Sunday to you, sir. Hello, Hada. Good to see you. Welcome. All right. So, should we marry despite my father's disapproval? This could be a man. It could be a woman. Right? In this case, it's actually not Wofaida herself. Let me show you what we got. Okay. Let's see. We have this young lady on the screen right here. There you go. That's her. Okay. So it's actually not her. It's the young man. The young man apparently is about 30 years old, and she's 38. That apparently is one of the issues. She's much older. 38, 8 years is a lot, right? But anyway, at the end of the day, they're both grown people that have decided to do life together. We can't shame that. If we're not going to shame everything else, we can't shame that one, right? But there's some things we got to talk about today. Okay, there's some intricacies. If you find yourself in this situation, there's some nuances. It's neither here nor there, but we're going to try to unpack it together today. But that's Wofaida. Let me see if I can see some other pictures of her. Let's see. Let me see. I'm actually going to try to pull up the other video, then I'll play some other video. Let's see. All right, so again, today is Sunday. Relax. This is the only thing I'm covering today. They've got some pictures there. That's her. But let me see if I can find another picture of her. She's an influencer. I can actually call her like a veteran at this point in terms of influencer, and I think she's on TV in Nigeria as well. So, Wofaida, comedian. Yes, she's a comedian too. Okay, let's see if I can find a better picture, so you guys can see what we're talking about. All right, so we're going to talk about her story today, and we call it the Wofaida and Cole story. All right, and as a matter of fact, there's an actual voicemail also that we're going to review. It's actually in Yoruba, but okay, yeah. So this is Wofaida here. She's beautiful, you know. There's an audio from the father who has absolutely kicked against this wedding. We're also going to talk. That's Wofaida right there. So if you're wondering, all right. So, but let me get the temperature of the room first. Would you move forward with the wedding if your father disapproves of your relationship with the type of person? Would you move forward with the wedding? If it's a 1 for you, put a 1 in the chat. If it's a 2 for you, put a 2 in the chat. If it's a I don't know, it depends, put a 3 in the chat. Let me feel the temperature of the room with regards to this conversation. Would you elope if your father says no? All right, I see Brother Beno is here. Welcome, Brother Beno. I see Film Girl is here. She's at work listening. Awesome, great. And I see Chinye is here. Yes, I see Mario. My people are here. Oh, Jesus. We have an interesting day today. I see. Hit the like button as you're coming in. Hit that like button. Welcome, welcome. All right. Ada says, but Blessing and Stan Eze is the same. Blessing is older than Stan. Who are these people? I don't know what that is. Blessing and Stan. Who are these people? Can you bring me up to speed on that? Film Girl says 3. Ada says 3. Chidima says 3. Right? All right. So we're getting a lot of maybes. Okay. So in what situation would you move forward with the relationship? Okay. What will push you to a 1? And what would push you to a 2? A 3 is essentially you're on the fence, and it just depends. Okay. All right. So I'm going to attempt to push you off the fence. What will make you say, you know what, this is a 1, I'm going to move forward? To hell with that, man. I'm sorry. Right? What situation will make you say that? Wait though. Anyway, majority, some of you are asking in the group chat that what time. We're here, we're live. Okay, tell everybody in the group chat we're live. If you want to join the backstage, you can join the backstage at any time by simply going from your mobile phone to whatsapp.manofprestige.com. Actually, from anywhere. whatsapp.manofprestige.com will put you in the backstage so you can have offline conversations with us. Okay. All right. So, sorry, Stan Nze. Stan Nze. Is it bald-headed with beard, and she's older, a little bit like a little plus-size lady. They just had a baby. Is that what you're talking about? I don't know their name, but that name is ringing a bell. You talking about the same people? I think also she's older too. I've seen that somewhere. I said 3 because my dad doesn't have much say in my life because we don't have a relationship. That is an interesting thing. Now, do you have a relationship with your mother? If your mother said no, let's kind of put your mother in that position. right? Would you have problem with that? Okay, so yeah, those are the people you guys are talking about. Okay, actor guy, right? Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Okay. All right, so let me go back and read what you said about them. But blessing and standing is the same. Blessing is older than Stan. Yes. Okay, yeah. And yes, I've seen some of their videos on the feeds, and they seem to have a fantastic relationship going for them, right? But of course, that's what we see on the surface. And anytime I see that on the surface, I always assume best case scenario. Most people on the internet assume worst case scenario. Most people on the internet assume worst case scenario. They'll be like, yeah, right. That's what they do. And then the next year, they'll come and tell us divorce. It's all assumptions. So if you're going to assume, why not just assume best case scenario, right? It's for your own good, okay? Because the way you see life tends to be how you handle this stuff. Yeah. Mario says, yes, I will move forward. She's like, 1 equals to yes, I will move forward. Interesting. All right. Let's see. Okay, so she's actually a producer. Interesting. I don't know any of these people, including our subject. Well, that's okay, because we're going to actually talk about the subject of today. Should we marry despite my father's disapproval? Would you marry despite your father? If you don't have a father in your personal relationship with your father, let's put some kind of parent or guardian in that space, right? That you care for their opinion. No, actually, you don't have to care for their opinion, but they are a guardian nonetheless. That's the person that raised you. So ideally, they will be a part of your relationship. They will be a part of your wedding, okay? So you don't have to actually like them. How's that for a twist? You don't actually have to like them, right? But ideally, they will be a part of planning your wedding. They will be the one to represent your side of the family, man or woman, right? If they disapprove of your relationship with this person, would you move forward despite their disapproval? 1, put a 1 in the chat. Would you pause and completely stop? Put a 2. It's a maybe. It depends on something you want to share with me in the chat. Put a 3 and then tell me why. What will push you to either a 1 or a 2 from the fence? Let's see. Adas says, honestly, so far they are happy and they understand each other. That's it. That's lovely. And that's all it takes. Just one day at a time. That's all it takes. You don't have to see all the way through the rest of the 70 years with this person. That's one of the biggest mistakes that people make. They want guarantees. Actually, all you have to do is worry about today. That's it. Right? Every day counts. Just worry about today. That's all. That's as far as you can see. Now, your yesterdays, your worst of the yesterdays will tamper with your present. Will actually tamper with how you see life, right? And that's where you might need some work. If you've had bad experiences in the past, you might need some work, okay? And the work I'm talking about is not just mouth. It's not about you telling me that I've done the work. Your vibe will tell everybody else, not me, never mind me. Me, I'm just a guy on YouTube. Will tell everybody else you're going to interact with if they should mess with you or not, right? The future, obsession with the future, anxiety will also mess with the present. You can miss out big time by getting obsessed over the future. Sometimes it shows up in the form of, fear, right? That's also potentially going to tamper. It doesn't mean you can't prepare, but prepare how to get the best out of today. Try that first before you worry about the rest of your life. How is that? In making it simple without oversimplifying it, of course. But think about it. If you can't even figure out today, how are you going to figure out the rest of your life? Struggle. Anyway, there has to be more than the age matter for the father to disapprove. Yes, the father has an audio and we're going to listen to that. I'll translate for those of you that don't understand Yoruba so we can hear what he has to say. He definitely, I don't think did he mention the age thing? I think maybe once. I'm not sure. I'll play it back again, so we can hear it. For my mom, it's a 2, but it depends on her reason. Okay, lovely. Thank you for that. So it depends on her reason, which means you will definitely want to hear what she has to say first, right? Cool. All my parents told me when I introduced my fiance to them was, I trust your judgment, and if you think he's the right person, then he is. That is all I want from a parent. Yes, that is a blessing that you have such parents. Not everybody is, as a matter of fact, most people, especially if you're Nigerian, they don't have such parents. Okay, and there are real reasons why they don't. It's not just as simple as they are evil, right? They're not just evil. There are real reasons why most people don't have parents that would just be like, yes. You know, there are real reasons for that. We'll talk about that too, right? And the guy who we're going to review his audio, alleged audio, okay, will also tell us a little bit more about that. Let's see. Blessing and Stan are not far from age. Are not that far from age. They're about 2 years apart. So 2 years is quite different from 8 years. That's a lot of difference. Okay. Anything 5 years and above that's a lot of difference. Why? Because we all of our radar goes off. All of us. Most of us. Okay, some of you might be a little different. But most of us, when somebody is 5 years different and it happens to be the man that's younger, the radars will go off. It doesn't mean it's wrong or right. It's just, hey, it's part of our social construct, I guess. You know? So most of us, our radars like, what? She's 30, she 8 years older, right? Now, unless they are in the later part of their years, I think it depends on what phase of life too, right? So if somebody is 63 and then they married, even a 52-year-old man, that's quite a stretch, right? But if they're within the same, this is just our brain, right? Playing tricks on us. If they're within the same decade, let's say somebody is 68 and the other person is 61, that's a 7-year difference. Somehow, we don't make that much of a big deal than somebody who is 71 and the other person is 66. Why? Because they're between two different decades. It kind of goes off and then you kind of calm down and say, okay, it's still like 5 years, right? So, but all of that are major factors. Those are major factors that actually affect how we handle these things, you know, and that's a big deal. You know, that's a big deal that we should just be aware of. Not even so much pay attention to, but be aware of. So in case some kind of issue comes up, a crisis, some kind of conflict comes up, you know how to adjust accordingly and address from a place of empathy, as opposed to like, you're just weird, you're just backwards. Most of us do that, and that's why we get it wrong, you know. Mario says 8 years is big. Yes, I do think 8 years is kind of big, especially at that phase of life where they are. She's 38, he's 30. Many people around him, a lot of people that are actually influencers, will look at that and say, you have, including women, you have options. Why are you going with a much older man? You know, most people will say that. That's the reality, you know. Most people will actually, unfortunately, say that. Okay. Most people will say that. Let me see something here. Just trying to see if I can put work with me. I'm there with you. I just wanted to show you a picture of okay, this is better. Now you guys can see them a little bigger while we're still talking. So it's tricky, you know. It's tricky. For example, my mom will object if I show up with a 70-year-old man with 2 to 3 wives already. Well, you kind of know that your mom will object. Right? So if you already know that your mom will object to that, by the time you actually fall in love with a 70-year-old man, you know, hopefully you would have prepared your mind for the objections, right? And how you're going to handle those objections. And even Mario says, I object. I'm objected to with Mario. You didn't whine. Yeah, me too. I object to. Yeah, that's actually, I don't. Why am I even objecting? I don't even know your age, film girl. I don't know your age. Why am I objecting? I don't know if you're a 68-year-old man. I don't know if you're a 68-year-old woman. So why am I objecting? Yeah, you too, Marriott. Do you know her age? Show my age, Mini. Why are you objecting? Does the guy rely on her for income? I don't like her hand on his head. Already. Already. You don't like that hand on that head. It's like, my little boy, my boy. Come here, my boy. Bring me your head.
You they use your function to play.
I strongly object. I beg you, I'm still a CCO. Okay, CC, I don't know. I mean, CC could mean 52 or it could mean 22. I'm just saying, these people don't know you like that. Right? We all object prestigiously at here. I know you would have a show on this. Adorable, how do you know I would have a show on this? No, this is a big deal. This is a big deal, you know. But I wasn't planning to have a show today. But yes, let's have a show about this. So the first report that I saw about this was, I mean, obviously on Instablog Nigeria. I follow Instablog Nigeria. There are many other small blogs out there that tend to bring out, you know, more inflammatory stuff, but they also tend not to be verifiable stories. Anyway, so the first post I saw was actually on a blog called the Tattoo Room NG, and Wofai's father-in-law gave full audio. Actually, that wasn't the first one I saw. Okay, the first thing I saw was obviously her being celebrated and things like that. As a matter of fact, let me show you guys this. Okay, check this out. So as you can see, a lot of traditional stuff going on there. They call her skit maker and restaurateur. That's a word? Is that what they call people that have restaurants? Okay, I guess she owns a restaurant. Skit maker and restaurateur. I'm probably butchering that. Jesus, Lord have mercy. Wofai, her name is Wofai, ties the knot. I think that's a cross river name. What do they call them? What tribe is that? Or even Akwa Ibom. Is it Akwa Ibom or Cross River? Wofai ties the knot amidst opposition from her groom's family. Ceremony was held today at Wofai village, Ujep, in Cross River State. There you go. Triggering a disclaimer posted by the groom's family, Cole of Lele, Lagos. Swipe to read. Okay, so I've seen some other pictures and stuff. I'll show you some more of them later on. But then this letter came up, and this was the letter that we're talking about today. Okay, let me see. Shout out to Adewale, what's up, my brother? That 30-year-old is so smitten by her, so my objection or approval is irrelevant. That's not what I asked you. What's your opinion? What if it was you? Would you move forward 1 or 2 or 3 maybe if your guardian that would ideally be a part of your wedding, if they say no? Because in Ghana, there's no old woman in Ghana. CC can be 60 years. Exactly. Thank you. Exactly. Yeah. Let's see here. Okay, so Cross River is mostly a fake. Okay, it's mostly a fake. Okay, all right. So let me read this letter from the husband's father family, right? Okay, so not from the mother's family, from the husband's father, her father-in-law, essentially. Okay, so we're talking about an early dilemma in marriage here, right? Some people are talking about 10 years later they dealt with so much. People are going through so much from the hands of their in-laws on both sides. In-laws are not your mate. They will drag your ass. They will drag you wood to. Okay, and you'll be confused. All right. Anyway, so this letter says, wedding of Taiwo Olaki Toko. Images and videos came to our attention showing our son Taiwo getting married to a Wofai Ewa in a traditional ceremony in Ujep, Cross River State. Did I pronounce that right? Ujep or Ugep? Ugep. How do you pronounce that? Let me just call you Jeb, okay? Thank you. All right. This serves to notify all acquaintances, family, and friends that the Cole family of Victoria Island, Lagos, the prestigious Victoria Island, Lagos, these people, they feel like they're the shit. They are not aware of any marriage ceremony of our son, Taiwola Keaton Cole. Neither did we grant permission nor support in this regard. Okay, permission, quote unquote permission. All right. Those of you that are modern, you are getting triggered right now, left and right. Left and right. As such, persons with an S in parentheses parading themselves as new members, never mind their son or who is an adult, okay? Persons parading themselves as new members of the Cole heritage by virtue of this purported event are not known nor accepted by the family. All publications and documents being circulated about this are to be disregarded. Engineer Kunle Cole for the family. Homo. Honestly, the audacity, okay?
Not be juju be that.
Now, listen, let's slow down. There's tradition, okay? There's tradition. And we have to be aware that there's tradition when we're talking about this kind of things. And it's part of your social intelligence. Write that down, okay? There's tradition involved, and it's part of your social intelligence, okay? You know, we talk about self-power, social, right? Self-power, social, seduction, attraction, and emotional intelligence. Part of your social intelligence is there's tradition, okay? And that you don't live in a cave all by yourself. You are a social being, you're an emotional being, and part of what give you a sense of fulfillment in life is the fact that you are connected to other human beings. Number 4, connection, okay? Connection. And part of what makes up your significance also is family. What family you come from. That's just reality, okay? Don't be like Korah. Don't wait until you're in divorce court when all of the chieftaincy in the family shows up and you're like, oh, this is the beauty of family and tribe. Don't wait. Why do you have to wait until then? It's just part of life. It's just reality, okay? That's your first lesson right there. Social intelligence is involved in all of this. That doesn't mean you go one direction or the other. You just have to be aware. All right, so that was the letter that they sent. Let me see what they talk about first of all before we move forward with this story. Before Jesus, you guys are going in on this story. You guys really love this story. If you love what we're talking about, please hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications. All right. So to me, the age difference is irrelevant, but considering the chaos, they would have made sure to get the father's approval. Yeah, there's a lot of nuances to that. I think the approval, it's a big deal, right? Now, if it's necessary or not, that's the conversation we're going into right now. But it's a big deal, obviously. UJEP. Did I say UJEP? Idara. Did I pronounce it right? Help me. It would be hard, or UGEP. Anyway, it would be hard for me to marry someone. Adewale says, it would be hard for me to marry someone whose parents disapprove. I can't pass that kind of wahala and future trauma to my kids. I am not sure if my love for someone can survive that disapproval. Very apt. That's a big deal, right? We're still talking about that's a big deal. Who are they? I just looked them up and I saw a tall white lady and a short white guy. Okay. Persons Bawo, is their son doing polygamy? That's a good question. Persons. Please, I haven't seen any Cole on the Forbes list. Look at shaming language. That's a shaming language. Film girl. Can't you hear that name? Cole. That's already sound like a big family in Lagos now. At least on Lagos Island, even if it's not Victoria Island. Come on now. Don't be like that, okay? Now I don't know them personally, I'm just saying, okay? But that sounds like the Coles. That sounds like the Judge family. Like in Lagos, those are big family. You know, big family that you can trace all the way back to slavery. That's why they have white people's name now. Think about it. We love a Lagos delusional family living off achievements from 150 years ago. Jesus, it's like she was reading ahead of me. Oh God. Most Yoruba elites have a strong influence on their sons. It might seem the guy is so in love now, but in the future, We've had this conversation before with regards to Prince Harry's, right? I said, listen, I don't know. This is a big deal, okay? I hope he knows what he's doing. I don't trust, okay? An average man still don't know what they're doing. How much more a person who was raised with the delusion that their family is kind of a little bit more special than it actually is. And then they're going in with early wahala. Yeah. I don't know. I hope they know what they're doing. That's all I can say, Then the age gap is another layer, And we'll talk about that too, To be honest, Tony, shout out to Tony. She says, to be honest, if the family does not welcome a woman into the family, the marriage is starting on rocky ground. Precisely. Yep. Precisely. You wrong for checking that Forbes list. Who checked the Forbes list? That's just wrong. Who did that? That's probably Marriott, right? Not ordinary engineer, they represent them. Is it generator engineer? Shaming language. Stop, ladies. It's my first time seeing a family with official letterhead. Laishe Iya Charlie of London. That's disrespectful. Are you saying Yashali of London is better than the royal families or the important families in Lagos? What do you mean by that? Take that back, Adwale. Anyway, selling Sunset. The guy owns the brokerage with his brother. Okay. All right. Thank you, Maria. She is an actress that joined the agency and started dating him, but they are broken up. She is now part of the LBC community. Wait, what are you talking about? I missed that. Anyway, and this is probably like royal families, so there are precedents and protocol to be followed. Yes, and that's what I want us to talk about today, because initially, if you're young enough, especially if you're in love is not the same thing as loving. Loving the person requires skills. In love, okay, at least experience. Loving another human being requires skills or at least experience. In love, you don't need anything. You just have to have a regular human emotion. You can fall in love with a person from a romantic interest standpoint, right? You don't because it doesn't require skills. It's up and down. Marriages cannot live off of that. It's important to be in love, but that you're gonna need a little bit more than that, right? This is where some people confuse and say love is not enough. They are talking about when you're in love with a person, right? From a affection standpoint, like just your emotions, Anyway, Stronghold, you understand this dynamic. It sounds like Adorable gets it. And that's one of the things I want us to talk about, because you might be in the middle of such a family, you might just not have paid that much attention to it because you were raised in it, right? So, that's what you were raised in. To you, is like, there's nothing special. Oh, my family is cool. And what? Can you hear me? A lot. Don't wait until you are inside a divorce court like Cora before you find out that your family is OBD and it means a big deal. Don't wait until that, okay? You need your family, okay? Unless it's a situation that is just like, and we're going to talk about that. You get to decide that for yourself, but at least you're educated before you make a decision, From what I read, Nicole's father requested to see the Wofaida family. They said to meet in May, only for them to go ahead to print invitation without the guy's family's knowledge. Yes, that is a big deal for most families. Shout out to Aero Princess channel. I appreciate you. By the way, are you a content creator? I would like to support you if you're a content creator. Ola, can we call in to discuss the nuances? Yes, the link is pinned to the top. Absolutely. Yep, the link is already pinned to the top. MOP, you need to play the audio from the father for context. Yes, I'm going to do that right now. You guys kept talking now. You kept talking, so I'm engaging. Hold on 1 second. Maybe if you stop talking, I'll play it. She better run and discount from her feelings. She can't fight what's Ed if she forces it. Yep. Now, Oniru royal family now. Oh, it's Oniru. It's not an even Oba of Lagos level, let alone Iyachali of London. Wait, so Oniru is not Oba of Lagos? Correct me, but I thought Oniru was royal family too. Anyway, Uncle Beno says, well, while the couple remain adults, I am strongly against marrying without your family consent, especially in intertribal marriage. That's another layer. That is a big deal. That's another layer. I like modern people like to make that. It's not a big deal now. What is that? You're talking about you personally. You don't see it as a big deal. Now let's bring social intelligence into it, right? Is that a big deal or is it not? Yes, it is. And if you're just by yourself and you want to live in a cave, no issue. But you're dealing with another human being that tend to have flaky emotions. They might just be in the middle of a crisis tomorrow, and the first thing they thought about is it because I married your family? I knew your family never liked me. I just knew it. I could just tell. Imagine that conversation coming up later on, just 3 years down the line. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. She is a beautiful lady, and very, very bako, which is a good thing. Okay, she plays soccer. She rides motorcycle. She's literally. She acts like she's straight from the village, and that's a good thing in my opinion. This chat session is so juicy and spicy this afternoon. I love it. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm supposed to play an audio, but they won't let me play it. Why did they do that? Why are they rushing the printing of the IV? Right? I think there might be a potential pregnancy or something like that. But let's do this. Let me go ahead and find the audio and let's play it, since somebody already bring it up. Let me not just delay us for the sake of delaying, right? Yeah, let's do that. All right, let's see. Where is it? Where's the audio? Okay, I think the audio. Okay, I think I found the audio. There you go. All right, let's go for it.
Your name is all over social media.
She said, now this lady that's talking said, which one of your sons is getting married that you guys have all kind of, your name is all over social media. So I'm going to translate for those of you that don't understand Yoruba, okay? He said it go better for you. That's how we found it. I'm gonna add some jara to it. He said he has not known this girl for more than 6 months.
I guess wedding is by
Okay, so he's already talking about Moeko. That means they're kind of like their status in society. He said then he came, they've only known each other for 6 months, and then he came and he's still talking. Now he's starting to talk about the family.
I guess the family, the way we do things.
He said he came, he's just repeating himself a little circularly there. He said he came and he said, hey, we have to do necessary protocols and how we do things in the family. He said, no, he's going to get married.
Are you serious?
So then he went to print the invitation without his consent.
Hey!
So they summoned him into the palace. So I guess, correct, please tell me, confirm that. Are they from the Oniru family? Then they summoned him to the palace. That is a big deal. They summoned the father, not the son himself, who is 30 years old, not Taiwo, but the engineer Kunle Cole was summoned to the palace. And what is all this?
Why did you do this without your
And then they called him to the palace. So why did you do this without the consent of your father?
father's consent?
And then he started to beg.
Money, okay. So by the first thing, proper investigation about this particular girl. So
They said then if you, okay, fine. If you're going to marry somebody, at least let us do proper investigation into this person to see this person you're talking about, right? Sounds like Baba is not like.
You are 30, the girl is 38.
Jesus.
Okay, so he said it. The girl is 38. That's a big deal to him, the father. Okay, and then a woman said, Jesus.
The first time I saw the girl was like 6 months or 7 months ago. I remember the next thing.
He said, what can cause this? The first time is 6 months ago. Oh, they say she's pregnant. pregnant. They said she's pregnant. What?
Jesus is Lord.
So remember, he was asking what can cause this sudden. Okay, so they've been messing around. According to this audio, this alleged audio from engineer Kunle Cole, like pregnant. What? All right, so pregnancy would do it. You know, pregnancy would do it. Let's keep going.
Benny.
Almost 70 years old, everybody knows Otumba.
Yes.
Nobody can lose you. Papa again.
So they call the girl's father. There's some Otuba, I guess, part of the family, you know, who is 70 years old. I'm not sure exactly what he said about that, but let's keep going.
That was sometimes.
So the father, they called the father of the girl, said, "We're coming to see you sometimes in, I don't know, December." I said, "Well, no, they're, you know, not yet, right?"
Only
He said they should wait till May. So they went back to the palace to say, well, the Baba said not until May.
The next thing, our invitation.
So even the palace people, I guess the Oba in the palace, now said, hey, it's okay, let's just wait till May. And then the next thing, they see invitation letter.
Why did you go and do invitation?
Without you, who does that? So, marriage.
The lady said, but he has older siblings that have done weddings. Okay, weddings. Nigerian people, we use wedding and marriage interchangeably. It doesn't matter. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Rest. Like, he has older siblings that have wedded, right? So he should know that there's certain protocols essentially. Is that how it is done? He said it will go better for you. You understand me? He said, is that how it is done?
Whatever. The next thing, only go and cancel that thing.
So they called him and said, go and cancel that thing.
The girl's safety is what we should be after.
If you say the girl is pregnant, what you should be after is her safety, not a wedding.
October, between October and September, October, okay. By December, we will write to them. We will tell them, okay,
Abi.
So he said they will have the baby around October. I said, okay, by December, we'll write a letter to say, hey, we're coming to do, you know. So we're getting some more context here, at least from the story of the side of the father. We're getting some more context here. To me, this is not much of a big deal, okay? I know certain level of scrutiny that I went through during my own time. This one right here is not really a big deal, okay? If he's telling the truth, okay? No, to be fair, usually the drama is bigger than that, but let's keep going.
As you call, more than 40 calls.
He's received more than 40 calls this morning because of the social media uproar. This woman said, these kids that we spend all this money on, Sha. When I know they listen, now too woke, they worry you. You're too modern to pay attention to your own breath.
About 27 years.
He said the mother that he's divorced for about 20-something years. So the father and the mother are no longer together, apparently. I'm talking about this young man's father and mother, right? Well, the mother is on his side. The mother went with them to Cross River.
So who does that?
Yeah, who does that?
Maybe the mother is a modern woman. No, not modern woman. Enough. Okay, a woke, somebody who lives in 2024 is like, to hell with your father's family. Who are they? Who are these people who always think they are just something? Let me not say it. Shout out to the Oniru family and the Cole family. Shout out to you. The lessons today is bigger than any one particular family. Okay, just saying real quickly. Already we're learning so much already. Okay, okay. Let's keep going.
Okay.
No problem.
tó bá jẹ́ pé bó ṣe fẹ́ ṣe
If that's how you want to do your thing, no problem.
We as the Cole's family.
But as the Cole family,
family téèyàn kàn dẹ̀ máa gbé.
the Cole family is not any type of family anyhow.
Anything. Come and pray Mrs. Cole. Because àwa
He said nobody should call themselves a Mrs. Cole. It is us. When somebody say it is us, they're actually talking about me. But when Nigerian people say it is us, that means get like me, like a big me, a whole me, right? That means if it is us that would, that will give you the permission to call yourself Mrs. Cole. Don't you dare. Wofaida Cole. If I see me anywhere, Wofaida Cole, you collect. Let's keep going.
You are now Mrs. Cole.
That's what happened.
Orúkọ ẹ wà lórí kiri gan o. Mo wò pé gbà mí ọ̀rẹ́ mi lélẹ́yẹ gbà mí o.
That person, hey, come on. I don't know what to say in English. Hey, gbà mí o. Now your name is, this is my friend. This lady said, this is my friend. Somehow this audio leaked. How did this audio leak? Auntie, did you record your friend and leak this audio into the internet? Hayema Nika o. Jesus. Let's keep going.
But he said the letter yẹn sí ẹ lórí WhatsApp.
He said we wrote letter.
We're not part of it.
Say whatever you are doing, we're not part of it.
Today, pé láti béèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ pé kí ni nǹkan tó lóun ṣe yìí. Ọmọ 30 years, ọmọ 38.
She said 30 to 38. The guy said, I'm not interested. Baba said, I'm not interested. And then the woman said, don't say that. You are the father of the child. Don't say that. He said, let me explain to you. You see, a child, a small child, when he's inside the pekus and his son said, make we go and help him eat. He said, what did they inside pekus? Now we know. And then the lady said, you are an agbaya. Leave that one. That's not what we're talking about. Okay. That man right there is a certain type of guy. Okay. I'm not saying anything more than that. It's a certain type of guy. Okay. He actually spelled out pekus in Yoruba language. That is a big deal. That's just as much of a big deal as, the whole issue we're talking about, of course. Say, you understand? Those of us that your father, that we have been inside of Pekus of our 5 officially, we're telling you, my son. Wait, what did he say? Huh? He said he has a 5-year-old with another person, and they had to keep sending money to that other person because you never know what that child can become in the future. So this young man is actually a single father who is getting married to Wofaida.
Benny.
He said, no, we can't throw a child away. He said he undermined our own powers. He said, you should go, you will come back to us. He said he's going to come, they will come back and beg.
6 months, fine.
He said 6 months is fine. She said 6 months is fine. It's not a big deal. 6 months of courtship. But they should respect the protocol of the whole family. The people ahead of him has done it. And there's a way it is done.
You understand?
Baba said thank you. He said you go better for you. Say you eat the fruit of your labor.
Wedding is not about you.
He said wedding is not about you. It's about both families.
Hey.
Do you agree with that or no? 1, 2, if you don't agree. He said Oniru, the Cole family, the Lagos people, they are the same. So they had to say the disclaimer that we're not part of that because it's bigger than any one person. He said even in their constitution, his mother does not have a position or something like that.
It's not nice at all.
He said it's a man. That is a woman that we elope. You as a man, you should be able to do things the proper way.
What next are we supposed to do?
So what next are we supposed to do? I impregnated a person. What about at 30? It's not a big deal, right? So she said you will have to accept if they come back and beg you. Don't make it a big deal. She said they will go to protocol. That if they don't, I don't know. The same thing we're all saying, right? He said they are waiting for them to see how far they go. Then let's see how far they go. He said they even called him to order at the palace.
You can just, it's so heartbreaking.
Right? So he said they even called him to order the family. These things are bigger than any one human being. Okay? Let me see. She said she saw it on Gist Lover.
I'll find out everything. Gist Lover, and I even put a comment there that Kunle is my friend, and I'll find out everything about that. This is strange because you are not that person that is out there. So Kiwani Bogbele, you know.
Who gave them the go ahead?
Who gave them the go ahead? Self.
I don't see anything like that.
Said nobody will accept that. He's saying nobody will accept that. He said, then she's saying that name Cole you grew up with, you have to respect it. So we're not saying you shouldn't marry. We are the ones that will be on the forefront. We are the one that will give the wife to. We are the one that will say we accept the wife. When you say you've met somebody, it's not more than 7 months. And I missed that part.
The relationship is not more than 7 months.
The relationship is not more than 7 months.
Can you imagine?
7 months relationship.
He said, come here, this child. We are your father. That means we. One person. So we go there, we prostrate, we collect it. Anybody who gave birth to you is no longer just a concubine. The child you've had somewhere else, that money you're sending, all our cousins in London are sending money to that baby all the time. 300, 400 pounds. That this is Kunle's child. Right?
Don't do this. You cannot do any marriage.
So they say you cannot do any marriage. It's your father that must approve of that. And you now boycotted your father. Your father who is a big engineer in Lagos.
Your name is all over.
Anyway, that was it. How was my translation? If you like my translation, put a 1 in the chat. If you don't like it, put a 2 in the chat. If you think I could improve and you have an idea where I could improve, put a 3 in the chat. 71. Jesus Christ, you guys are going in. This is what we're talking about. We're talking about Taiwo Cole, Taiwo Olakiton Cole, and Wofaida Ewa, the comedian, the TV personality, the skit maker. That's who we're talking about. And the question we're asking is, should we marry despite my father's disapproval? Okay. Anyway. So you guys got my translation was good. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. Where do I start from? Where do we start from? Okay. Social intelligence. It doesn't mean you can't move forward. You just have to be aware. That's all I ask you to do. Just be aware. Don't be delusional. You don't live in the world by yourself. You're a social, emotional being. You enjoy connection with other human beings just as much as we do. Okay? So you might not be able to see that right now. Okay? You might not be able to see that right now. There's going to be adversity. Okay, there's going to be adversity episodes in your life. Are you doing with that person? One of the first things you're going to yield to that you would hope you have is an intact sense of identity. When that happens, you cry, where's my mommy? Yeah. Eloping, generally speaking, I don't subscribe to it. I do understand there are some exceptions. Okay, if you feel like your mental health is at stake, yes, even your own child, you tell them go and rest somewhere. Okay, But if we're talking about this, like what I just heard, it's not much of a big deal. It's just a matter of going through proper protocol, having some patience. That's really what I just heard, okay? If he's telling the truth. I know that our parents also our parents, yes, they do. They over-exaggerate their own side. And of course, they don't see where they're wrong oftentimes, you know? So, and this is probably like royal families, so there are precedents and protocol to be followed. Yes, absolutely. Anyway, this is good stuff. I do have my sister Chidima, how far now? She's hearing delay. She hasn't heard me yet. Like you can tell, she's hearing delay. Can you hear me? Yes. Nod. You're hearing delay. Yes, I can hear you. How are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm good. Good evening.
Good evening to you. I'm hearing delay, so you're gonna have to give me your submission. All right, and then we'll call it a day, unless you want to reconnect.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Okay, go ahead. Talk to me.
So I wanted to bring in a couple nuances. The original question of should we go ahead and marry if our parents disagree? And I said I think a 3 because it depends. For me, I would say it depends on if it's the man's parents or the woman's parents, because those are different nuances, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So if it's the man's parents, like in this case now, his side of the family disagreeing. I mean, we are seeing what's happening with Mobad and the DNA and all these type of things. So I don't know if men are thinking ahead, protecting their family and their unborn children. You're disagreeing now. If you are a mature adult, you can do whatever you want. It's 24th century, 20th century. Thank you.
Yeah.
God forbid something happens to the man. He cannot even buy, but he's incapacitated and cannot make financial decisions. No power of attorney, hasn't written a will, nothing. That woman and his children that he loved so much and eloped for and stood up for, he can't even stand, or he's not even there physically anymore. He's passed on. Then what?
Yeah.
So that's very, very important. I don't think some men and women that elope along with them think about themselves.
They don't.
They say love is blind, because in that moment they're just in their emotions. They're not thinking about the future. And then when you bring in the culture and tradition, again, we can clearly see that this is a family having some royal connections for the king to someone, the father, to ask certain questions, right? So knowing the kind of family you come from, I know that, yes, we are looking at the British royal family. Now they've made certain changes. That's why Charlie could marry Camilla and Harry could marry Meghan, and what's his name? William could even marry Kate. There was a time neither of them could marry those people. But they're slowly changing the way they think and reason. If you're in a family that hasn't changed, I beg. That's why it took Charlie how many years to marry Camilla, despite their love. He just couldn't marry her until he could. This is the whole Prince of Wales at the time, now king. So who is anybody else to think that we can just disregard tradition and, things just because? Are we more modern than them? You see what I mean? So, I mean, I again, there are nuances. There are families that are Mongo Park. There are families that are like, there's nothing wrong with that person. They're just disagreeing just to exert power and control and nothing else.
Yeah.
So in that case, again, it depends. What I always feel is there must be somebody in that family that's on your side. There must be somebody in that family that sees things the way you see it, that you can make an ally. In this life, we were talking about strong independent women, strong independent anybody, period. You should not be getting into marriage in strong and independent mindset. You're just setting yourself up for failure. Always have an ally in this life. Especially in such an important decision as marriage that has generational consequences. Please always have an ally on your side, no matter who it is. It could be an uncle, be a cousin, somebody. Please always have an ally, even if it's not your direct biological parent. It's very, very important.
Yeah,
very, very important.
Absolutely.
That's all I have to say.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right,
You're
good.
welcome.
Thank you. All right, talk soon. All right. The link is pinned right there to the top. If you want to call in, you want to add your own little 2 cents, please feel free to call in. I agree with her. I didn't think of it that way. Ally, yes, you need it. You need it absolutely. Okay. Now the beautiful thing about this story is that we know that there's more to it, right? But there's some people that can relate just at this level. If this is your situation, you do need an ally. It's not like you can't just because you're in love, it's not enough when it's time to. Some people say, well, a lot of people are getting woke. They say, hey, well, there's no need for all that serena or state contract. Marriage is just paper. And no, it is not. You need to do that. Like even in the corporate world, ceremony is a big deal. That's how you make things official. That's how people respect you. That when people see that you actually have a source, right? They have that much respect for you, right? But if all they have is that you're in love with them, then that's all you've got, because that one is going to flake up and down before it becomes stable later on, hopefully, right? And we know that about 50% of the time, it doesn't become stable for certain people, right? You will cry when that time comes, please. This is a big part of this lesson. Finger says, I think there's more to the story. The dad must have said never, and that's why the son went ahead, because he kept emphasizing the age gap and how soon they met. I believe that. That's a big deal. But even at that, right? Again, this is an opportunity. It's really an opportunity. No, it looks like it's a full stop. Relax. It's an opportunity. But we can talk about that when we get there. Let me just read some chats. His mom supported him to spite her ex-husband. Possibly. You think maybe? Yes. Probably. Right? Of course. Right? We don't know, but more likely, right? That's possible, but you keep explaining and try for his dad and to come along. I see a long of sense in what you said, reading between the lines. Yes. You cannot see the bigger picture when the emotions are fresh. You can't. You gotta take it easy, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, if you're 22, 23, you're not gonna listen to me anyway, okay? Once you are crossing the age of 28, you're becoming a person of a certain age. You need to be intentional with respect to emotional intelligence. You need to be intentional, okay? You can't just wink things along and pretend like this life is not going to show you. You collect, okay? Let's see here. Film girl, I meant to say to keep begging his dad until he comes along. Yeah, not keep begging. There are certain things that can be done. There's certain lines that will be crossed. You will just know if the solution, if the resolution is to still keep moving forward. But like I said, there's at least about 8 things I want to share with you that you want to make sure you check off your list before you make any kind of decision in any direction. So that's going to take you time anyway. It's probably going to take you a little bit more than 7 months. She's probably going to have that baby first before you move forward. So either way, relax, chill. What's the rush, you know? But I bet no, my guy, my egbon.
Hey, brother, have fun.
How you doing?
I just did.
Happy Sunday to you. How's the family?
Oh, the family are doing great. Stressing me as usual.
Stressing you?
Prestige farm. How on a dinner, everybody? How you doing? Happy Sunday.
Yep. So you follow the story, right? So far.
Yeah, like I said yesterday, when my blogger posted it on my platform, I actually went back to dig into it. Then I discovered the girl is from Calabar and the boy is from the Cole family in Lagos. And I don't see anything wrong with people marrying from wherever they find love. But my concern has always been that when it comes to marriage, tradition and culture are like my first 2 priorities. If you're gonna marry somebody, if it's a man or woman, that say, you know what, let's just do it. Is in my family you are married, I'm the one you are marrying. I'm just gonna be honest with you. You have already set yourself up to fail in that marriage. It always has a way of coming back to haunt you. Now, I belong to that school of thought that when you are married, it's just you and your wife.
Yes, once you've done it.
It has nothing to do with family. You don't even have to create room for family to have a say in how you run your family if you and your wife are on the same page. But when it comes to the traditional rite, when it comes to the actual wedding ceremony, do it the right way. That's where I stand. Do it the right way.
Yeah.
If you believe I'm Gen Z, the world has changed. Yeah, we can do whatever we want to do. I won't lie to you, it will come back and bite you so hard. And when it's time for you to cry, you're gonna cry alone. So
That's harsh.
yeah,
Yeah.
you are going to cry alone. In my personal experience, when I was gonna marry, I'm a Yoruba boy. I married to an Igbo girl, and she has her own family history. A lot of bass was going on. And when it was the time for us to get married, my wife was already in US. The entire family is in US, except the father is in Nigeria. And the arrangement was that they can bring me over to United States with invitation. And then when I get here, we get married. And while I was talking to my wife brought the idea up, and I told her, babe, I won't lie to you. If I'm not gonna see your family, see your dad, and take all my family members, the ones that are available, so we can go do the there's this thing they call it in Igbo language, Mbaku. I think I got that right. Sister Chinye, help me if I get that right. So there's
What is Igbaku?
It's like the traditional marriage, but you know, marrying an Igbo girl actually has a lot of layers, so many steps. Like there's gonna be introduction.
And I heard you have to have $1 million too, right?
No,
depending on how much education she has.
No, don't listen to people say all that. What just matter is that you got to be okay. You need to have money. Yeah, they will give you list like they do every time. The list might be long or anyhow it be. It all depends on the elderly people that you took down there with you, how they can negotiate or bargain. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So don't let anybody scare you of that or scare anybody of that. Oh, Igbo. It's not like that.
It's not true.
Do you want to go and marry a wife with 50,000 naira in the first place? Do you want to go there and buy coke? Oh, it's not. That's not how it works. You got to be ready. You got to be prepared. Have good money, and then when you get there, just do the best you can. You negotiate, and the elderly ones know the main thing you have to bring when you are coming for the introduction. They have the set of things. In fact, the introduction is where you present most of those stuff, and then you now move on to the traditional wedding. So in my case, I told my wife then, you know, and she even sometimes she still tells me that you get bored and you are giddy too much. And I told her it's not about agidi, it's not about strong head. I was raised as a Yoruba boy, and I spent time with elders.
An Ondo man, coconut head.
Yes. So, and I know the importance of doing the traditional right.
Right, absolutely.
You want to protect yourself. You want to protect your children. You want to protect even your wife.
Even her. Even her. Yes.
Deities and ancestors are involved in marriage. So I've always belonged to that school of thought that marry your wife traditionally. Do all the right first. When you do all the right,
don't say, no, only white wedding would they do. No, I don't. And you said you want to discard the traditional. That's where it starts. That's usually where it starts.
That goes now. So my thing is, do the right thing, and after the wedding, after the ceremony, you go ahead and live the life you want with your wife. Exactly. So in the case of these folks now, I think the boy, you know, I have this term I used to describe some men. I call them baby men. Yeah, call them baby men.
He's not ready. He wasn't ready for that. Yeah. He just impregnated a fine girl.
Baby men usually go by their emotions and they are easily manipulated. That's something about baby men. And when it comes to some other aspect of marriage, if you are married to a baby man, their approach is always like rush, one side,
right?
And all that. So I think that's just what happened here. The guy probably met her. She's already made. She's accomplished.
They're the one that tend to. Sorry to interrupt you. They're the one that tend to think if they just wash butter and plate that everything should be well. She should now love me because I'm washed. They are the one that tend to think that way. Go ahead, boss.
Yeah. So I think he's a baby boy, and they met. They fell in love. The romance is good, is great. She's already accomplished. Who wouldn't want to marry a woman who got money already? And she's beautiful. She damn looks
And she's a
beautiful
fine
for her
girl too.
age. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
she's a fine,
I
down to
think,
earth girl. Seems like.
yeah. And I think sometimes some of these boys from wealthy families, they are not actually rich. Let's just call it what it is.
I know, right?
Many of them, they are not actually
what?
rich. They are just
What family don't collect?
based on the family history, old money.
Old money.
So sometimes when these boys, when they found a woman who is established already, they just want to let's marry. I love you, and truly they're gonna be in love. She might love him deeply, and he too might love her deeply. The only concern I have is just the fact that the boy he's 30 years, so let me just call him man.
That's a grown man. You call him a gentleman out of respect.
Yeah, the baby man actually don't understand what the father was trying to communicate when the father said, look, we have to do it the right way, and I hear there is pregnancy involved and all that. Look, let me tell you, it's better you do it right. It doesn't matter if pregnancy is involved and she can give birth and you guys get married after she give birth. All that matter is you do it the right way so that you can have a peaceful home later. When I had my wedding, we already had my first daughter. I think my first daughter was like 2 years old when I had my wedding. And in Igbo tradition, in some aspect of Igbo tradition, it's a big deal for them. They don't like a girl getting married or having a baby out of wedlock before you get married. They really don't like it. But life have changed. So, and when my wife and every other people kicked against it that the dad is not this, the dad didn't do that, I told them that, look, this is how I want to do it. I gotta go see your dad. I gotta take my family to your father's house.
Right.
Do all the traditional right. And my wife was against it because she also has some things against her dad. But then I sat her down and explained the consequences to her, and I let her know that, look, this is tradition. It has a way of coming back to affect people later.
Right.
Many things can happen when people are angry, especially the ancestors and the deities, when they feel like, so you come and carry our daughter, we don't even get a shinap from you, blah blah. When they start attacking you, it's not like maybe somebody is going to Babalawo to attack your family. No, it's the tradition. Those deities are there. That's why you start. Sometimes you see some family, they may have babies. The baby will start having problems. They'll start running around hospital, going from class one. Some of these things matters. I'm not saying that's the case all the time, but I'm just saying it's better to be on the safe side. You want to marry your woman with a free heart, knowing that, okay, as at the time we're getting married, I did everything I'm supposed to do. Anybody working the verse now, thunder fire you wherever you do.
Yes, so because you've done the necessary right. You've paid your dues. You've paid your dues. Whatever that means, you've paid your dues.
Yeah. And if your woman say, forget about it, let's do, and this one is even more painful. It's coming from a man. I don't know their tradition at that Calabar, but as a Yoruba man, I think when you want to
is Calabar in Cross River? Calabar is in Cross River. Okay.
And I think when you want to go marry a woman traditionally, you are not even the one to talk there. It's your dad, your uncle, the one that are marrying her.
Yes, that's that's a big deal. How do you say that in English? Molenyo, as in like I'm an important person. I'm not just me falling out of the skies. That is a big deal. Go ahead, sir.
So the thing is, when like in Yoruba tradition, when they're gonna hand over the wife, they hand over the wife to your parents. Where I come from, that's how they do it.
Yeah.
When you do the traditional wedding, they will hand over your wife to the parent. Your parents are the one that will receive her, and that means they are responsible for her well-being too. Now, it's not as if they're gonna be in your marriage spending money, but at least everything comes together to make that wedding a success. So, and sometimes when there are trouble later in the marriage, if
Yep.
anything is out of place, it is easier for you to think about the people that I took down to this girl house to go marry her. Okay, I call Uncle
You will
John.
consider them before you act stupid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You feel me? And then your wife too. Especially for those in Nigeria, maybe let's just focus on Nigeria for a minute. If your husband started acting up after the wedding, they stay house again. After you don't born one or two people, you start running around. At least now you know the uncles and the aunties and the fathers that came to ask for your hand in marriage.
Yeah.
From your parent. You can call them and say, Uncle John done the misbehave. Oh, Sheba, he did this, he did that. So please, can you talk to him? So I think some women don't understand, especially all these modern day ladies. They really don't understand the significant role of family in marriage. Imagine later on, after a year, 2, 3, your kids are growing. They say they want to go and meet grandpa, and then the husband puts you in the car with the children. You went to your family house, and everybody just ignore you completely with your kids while you are coming to the family home, because they will definitely do that. This kind of family that actually puts out a disclaimer. By the time you show up at the family home,
they're not playing. They're clearly not playing
completely. You feel me? Because they will feel like, oh, I thought when you want to marry our son, we are a nobody. You see him, when I just marry him, so now you realize he actually has a family, So I don't know. That's just my take. It might looks like, oh, we are in the modern day. The family has nothing to do. Yes, the family has nothing to do with how you run your home with your wife. But when it comes to the traditional, when it comes to the wedding ceremony, your family is what makes you a man. And just like I said in the chat, nowadays there are many families now in Nigeria that the economy has really did a number on them. Stomach infrastructure no let them remember, say they have value, that they have tradition. They just go by who is bringing the money, So sometimes they will just say, let us overlook this, let's overlook that, let's just because she's rich, because she's rich. Because I don't understand how her family, I don't know if her dad and other uncles, everybody are there. I don't know how comfortable they are sitting there, seeing this guy comes to marry, and he even has a very popular family. I don't know how they were so comfortable, orchestrating the entire ceremony and dancing everything. I'm sorry, but
Okudiakato.
No.
Let me say this before you continue, right? You'll be shocked how much this is not about archaic generation at all. It's not about that. It's about precisely social intelligence. Okay? And I'm waiting until that becomes, it sounds like I start to sound like a broken record in that respect. But it's about social intelligence. My parents are, so you might consider them, many people might consider them SUs, the way they do things. Basically the 90s Pentecostal, not the woke modern day SUs you have today. The 90s one, those type. That's my parents. So when we were getting married, they bring out the list. My wife is Egba.
Yeah.
And they bring out the list. And one particular thing I remember that's inside of that list is Atari. My parents, my parents were not having it. Now,
because of the Atari.
Yeah, Atari. In their mind is you. So it's not just the generation. You want to shame one generation or the other. It's social intelligence. Just saying, hey, we're going to this family to go and pick a wife. We might have to bend our rules small because we find a good thing. So there's a price to pay for that. And you can negotiate that politely. Even if it's that much against your values, there are ways. It's called alligator pepper. But it's usually known for they use it for a lot of traditional ritual. Herbs. It's just herbs, you know. But as far as the issues are concerned, like they completely stopped the idea of bringing salt, sugar, honey, things like that to a naming ceremony. They stopped that. As far as they're concerned, you can't do those things. Just bring the Bible and that's it. So God help you, you go and impregnate somebody and they want to do a naming ceremony for you. You know, so it's not, you just keep in mind, we need to broaden what we're talking about beyond any particular culture. Like you could find yourself in any situation where you have to compromise. Like, for example, marriage, right? It's your negotiation skills that comes to play when we're talking about this kind of things. You should still hold your standards, your value, absolutely, but you should also be socially aware once you enter another zone. Either we're talking about age gap, or we're talking about another tribe, or we're like whatever it is that we're talking about today, or you enter a family that really think of themselves as a big deal. That is still a big deal, regardless if they're truly a big deal or not.
Yes.
Because we're talking about how they see themselves. And if you went there and you found a husband, you clearly found a big deal too. Or you found a wife there, you clearly found a big deal too. Let me bring where did Film Girl go? I just saw her just now. Anyway, come back here, Film Girl. Why are you running? Right? You see what I'm saying? So it could show up in any form. Right? Don't just laser eyes on Lagos royal family or a tribe, or when you find yourself in the middle of adversity and how do you handle it is what we're talking about right now. Right? Do you just go there and shame them, that all these traditional Mongo Park people, or because when you do that, you actually disrespect what you already consider to be a beautiful thing that you found. You are doing that. But yeah, I wanted to add that in because of something you said. You know, go ahead.
Yeah. I think the baby man here in this question, the guy lack some skills. You know, this is where this is
his job. This is his job.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is where managing your family begins. You know, I tell guys that, look, as far as marriage is concerned, when you're getting married to a woman, your managerial skills now will extend to another level. You manage your immediate family, which is you, your wife, and your children. You need skills to manage your in-laws, your wife's siblings, extended families, and all that. And you still need other skills to manage your own family, you know, starting with your own siblings and then your extended family. You have to. Because if you don't factor all these things from the beginning, you wouldn't know how to proceed once you start living in your own marriage. Issues just be coming up here and there.
Because other issues will come up. Yes.
Of course it will. So, like in my home, what we did, and I thank God that at least my wife keyed into the idea. What I did was somehow strange based on my culture and being a Yoruba guy. But what I did was that me, my wife, my children, we are number one. We are number one. Then by extension, I explained to my own family too that as it be so, me, my wife, my children are my first priority. Now, I know I'm responsible for doing many other things, but I just want you guys to know that first. Because, you know, families will always somehow get involved in your own personal life and your own marriage. Some families are like that. They will always find a way. Some families see your wife as an outsider, and you belong to them. And it goes to some women family too.
And that's on you as a man. They're basically they are aligning with how you see it.
Exactly.
Or your skills, at least your skills.
They see the man as, oh, he's an outsider. Come marry her. So, you know, so you and your wife are the one who got to understand that this is whatever happened is me and my wife, is me and my husband. So when family issues start coming up, you guys must have what we call meeting before meeting. That's what I
Yeah.
call it in my home, though.
Mm-hmm.
You will have what is called meeting before meeting. You share that problem with your wife first. You
Mm-hmm.
both look at it, and then you take a stand. You come up with a strategy on how you're going to present the case. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if it's
Yep.
coming from your own family as a man, you figure how you're going to present the case so that your wife don't look bad. You get what I'm saying? If
Yeah.
it's coming from the wife's family, you figure how to present it so that the wife will figure out to present to her family so that the husband don't look bad. And
Mm-hmm.
after a while, once the family realize that, it be like say I want we make whatever they decide is between them. The family will
Mm-hmm.
start respecting you based on how you structure your own nuclear family first. I don't know if you get what I'm saying now, brother.
Yeah. Yeah.
Once the family realize that you and your wife are the same, you end up making the same decision.
Yeah.
Come on
Yeah.
now.
Yep.
You know?
Absolutely. Because even let me just go back to something you just said. The man is responsible in this case. I'll say in general, if you know that you might not know, but if you find out that your family is very, very strict when it comes to their traditions and their protocols and things like that, it is going to be partly your responsibility to sell your new fiance to them. That's going to be your responsibility. Now, in this case, we're talking about the man, and he's already showcasing that he's not able to, at least off of what we can see. Because again, we don't know how much coconut head that man actually demonstrated behind the scenes. Film girl, there's a lot of noise in your background, though.
Oh, okay. Can you hear the noise now?
I think it's better. I can hear you now.
Okay, I'm at work.
What's
so I
up?
can't really stay too long. I'm fine.
That's okay.
Yeah. I've heard everything you guys said, and then all the analysis, which is actually credible about following tradition. But I just wanted to say something, right? As someone that is from the East, so you have to understand you have to understand the context, because first of all, this is just traditional. That's the way people from the East is just traditional. We can do small and big, right?
We're losing you. We're losing you.
What?
We lost you. I can hear you now. Yes.
Okay. So you can go small or you can go big. It doesn't matter as long as you perform all the rites. You give them all things that they need, right? The tobacco and the cow, the goat, yams and all that stuff. So it depends on what you want to do, right? And then like for an Igbo person, there are two layers. You can just do the bride price and then wait and do the traditional, right? So maybe in this case, I'm just speculating, maybe she's pregnant, right? And her parents, people are like, no, you cannot have this child as a wedding dog. You know what? Just come and do the small bride price. Just put something on the ground, right? For that kind of event, you don't even need so much noise, right? Like, matter of fact, groom just show up with only one person. One person is enough. They don't even need any much
witness.
You know, it's not like the protocol is not so much on the man's side. Like, it's not. It looks weird to me. Like, even listening to this stuff, like, why do you have to bring all these people if you don't want to? You know, just show up with one person, one elder or two people. That's nice. Let's get it all rolling and everything. Even some trads. I've been some trads whereby, especially if the person is coming from far, like a Yoruba person, like, oh, they're coming from far. Only 4 people showed up. Maybe one sister, one friend, one person. I'm like, okay, the groom's family has come to marry. Because in the eastern side, is the man that is marrying, right? They're not so much about handing back to the parents in that sense. So you have to see this is a case of cultural differences, right? And I think that's where they overlooked it. You can say social intelligence, but maybe she didn't, I don't know, maybe they just felt it wasn't a big deal. Because for me, all I see is a trad. And it might not just be the main trad, it might be the first step of the trad, which you don't really require that much noise. But because from the other side, they feel that anything at all is a big deal, they're not making it a big deal because there's still going to be the second layer, which is going to be the main trad, and then the white wedding. Do you understand? So maybe that's one of the case of let's get this in, put something on the ground so that this child, you know, like she's ethics, I don't know, but I'm not saying for Igbo land now. But the fact that he has put that cola nut and that smut on the ground, that means that child, when the child is born, belongs to you. If you give birth before you put that on the ground, it's a bit dicey. You understand what I say? So it's like maybe maybe the father, maybe the dad himself ready to wait, and then some elders from their own side were like, oh, we can't wait. So if she gives birth before the to the problem, oh, let's do something. You know, we don't know what pressures came from her own side, right? And then the guy did not really communicate to his people that, okay, this is not the main thing. This is just something just to pacify the girls' traditions as well. Do you understand? When you guys are ready to do all your whatever, I can come with you or whatever. So I just think it's a case of tribal difference, because they don't understand how marriages are done on outside. Like there are people that get, like, what happened even with you? What happened to you? It happens all the time. Like people just go and get married, and they're just like, I got married yesterday. Like, you did? They just ask you who followed you. Like 1, 2, 3. Like, okay, they went. Do you understand? Where's our own share or whatever? Then they'll give you guys the share. So some family members are not even aware that you got married until maybe if you make it, if you're kind of being secretive about it. Some people do that for some reason, right? So it's not really a big deal for us. I'm just saying for us in my own side, and I might think maybe it's the same thing for her side. So let's not look at it from just the Yoruba context. Let's look at it from the other side as well. That maybe wasn't intentional. You understand? And
Right. So now when you say that, let me just clarify something. When you say don't look at it from Yoruba context, and maybe it's on the other side, maybe we might have said something earlier on that made you say that. Did we?
No,
we're talking about because the father have not even had an extensive conversation yet with the other family. All they're asking for, they want to come and see them. He said they want to come and see them.
I'm going to explain to you right now that I know of someone that went to get married recently in Nigeria, and the father is not even aware. But he's married because he took his uncle and his brother, his 2 uncles, and he's married. Later they explain to the father. I'm just saying it can be that way. We don't know what's going on. Like, it's not like all that protocol.
We're losing you. Stay with us. Stay with us. Are you there?
Okay.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
I hear you now.
Yeah.
I'm just saying from my side, like, right, especially for the small one, the bride price paying, right? As long as the groom shows up with 2 people that are his family members, all this protocol is not. The dad might not even be there. The mom might not even be there. Do you understand?
No, but that's precisely what we're saying. If one side of the family insists that before they support you, that there are ways we do things, right?
I'm trying to explain to you.
What is your solution for that?
I'm trying to explain to you that you have to understand how the other side is thinking, right? They might be like, okay,
what's the other side? The couple? The couple?
No, the bride side.
The bride side is not involved yet at all. We're not talking about them at all.
No, I'm not saying like I said, I can't really speak to the Yoruba, all the protocols observed, like you're going to go coronate somebody because they're getting married. Like, you know, like to me, like it's also weird. But anyway, it's the culture, so it's fine, right? So I'm not saying that on the other side, right? The girl might be like, you know what, let's just do something small. But because she's a social media person, the thing now blew out of, let's do something small just for me to have a seat there.
I mean, she posted pictures to about 20 million followers. So
exactly, you know, like this. If, for example, someone like me that did that kind of thing, nobody will hear about it. But there's still that part is just to fulfill the customary side of the marriage, right? There might still be a bigger one. Then they will now go do their court wedding. They will now go do their white wedding, where people can now show up and do whatever you want to do. I don't know if you get what I'm about to say, right? So this part is just to secure the wife kind of thing. But I understand I understand that it's a bit I understand why they're upset on the boy side. You know what I'm about to say, but I'm not saying that for the context of this story. I want you to understand that it might not be as you take it. Especially if remember what I talked about one time about coming from a strict background and coming from a liberal background. Because for us, marriage like that, the guy's family and that whole presence is not so much required. You understand? It's the girl's family that has to be very, very present. Then the guy just shows up with, you know, a few people.
But the whole father is not present, and it's extremely loud on the internet. His letter is loud on the internet.
There are people that have gotten married without their father present.
So let me ask you a question: how does the father feel about that? Like you're like the father of the person you are saying you want to marry in Igbo land. Tell me now, just tell me. In Igbo land, right? Someone's daughter is being married away, right? And then you gave us some kind of excuse, but your father is not present. And now, on the day of or 2 days later, we are seeing all this opera from your very clearly, very. How does the father feel about that in Igbo land?
That I'm not to explain to you that at this point they'll be like, what happened? What's the problem? As in, like, to them they're like, what's going on? Because of this small thing, you know I'm trying to say. It's not like because the guy can say, okay, my family. You can say your parents are abroad, they can't come. I have a request. His sister was there, his mom was there, maybe someone of my family was there. Like, the family is aware. You understand? That's family enough. And they're like, okay, the father cannot make it, the mother cannot make it because of, and there's polygamy. So you can explain it away. Maybe.
So, film girl, are you there? We lost her now. Are you there?
Hello.
I've lost you. You sound very muffled. Are you there? Are you on a Bluetooth by any chance?
Hello.
I hear the hello. Are you on a Bluetooth by any chance?
Hello.
She can't hear us anymore. Yeah. Come back in. What I'm trying to get at here is that if the father, some of you are Igbos in the chat, Chidima Chinye, chime in on this. How does the father feel when you say, I'm very clear on that, I got what she said about that. I can't hear you. Let me bring you back. Can you hear me? Filmga, can you hear me? I'm going to fly her out so that she can come back in. Let's fly her out. There you go. So I get that you can give excuse, father is not around, they're busy, you brought her good. 2 days later, you found out that wasn't the case. As a father, right? You found out that potentially they've lied to you. How does that Igbo father feel about that? That's what I want to know. But Ben, you're muted.
You're muted. Wahala. You hear me, brother?
Okay, film girl is back. You want to mute your camera, or you want to show your face? You can show your pretty face if you want to. By the way, I want to start encouraging everybody to show their face. Okay. Are you there? I think he's frozen again. Let me see.
Hey, brother. Let me say this.
Oh, she's out again.
My Igbo sisters can set me straight if I'm wrong. There is no way you marry an Igbo girl or Igbo boy without the father's consent. And if the dad is available, he's fit, he can walk.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear us back?
I can hear you now.
Okay.
See, you guys don't understand me. I'm not saying the whole thing is not somehow, and this thing is actually on the guy's side. I'm just explaining to you that it depends on what they told the girl's family. Do you understand? And what they are trying to do. If they're like, my parents can't show up because we'll come here, come there. It's actually depending on what the boy told them. Do you understand? I'm just saying.
No, I get that part. So he's lied to them. Let's say he's lied to them, right? 2 days later, they found out. How would the father in Igbo land feel about that?
I'm saying, of course, you feel somehow like I'm like myself. I'm like, what's going on, right? I'm talking about the reason. I'm actually speaking to the reason why the event even went on in the first place. Do you get me? Not how anybody's feeling. I'm talking to the reason why they would have gone on without the. That's what I'm speaking to. Maybe I didn't make it clear.
I see.
Why that event will have gone on without the parents, without the parents feeling like, okay, his parents are not here. You get me? Especially if the person is from a different tribe. It's like sometimes they excuse all those kind of things. It's just like how in Igbo land, people that are not living in the same country can send their pictures and they can get married without them present. You understand me? It's those things. They are whatever. We don't know what was said. We're just assuming over what the father said, right? And whatever.
No. We're not assuming. We're going strictly based off of what we know. Just off of what we know.
But we can still have some leeway to know. And
no, that's fine. That's fine.
There are possibilities, especially when there's grief in the family. For example, now, if, for example, it looks like maybe the dad doesn't want the son to get married, maybe I try to explain that the family is not, they don't like him or something. Some people can say, okay, fine, they can go ahead, right? And then blah, 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 blah. But I'm not saying that is under normal circumstances. I'm not saying there's some conditions that those kind of marriages can take place. And like I said,
okay, let me ask you a question real quick. Yeah. Let me ask you a question. From what the father said, correct me if I'm wrong, it seems like it's about the wedding. Because the guy has impregnated somebody 5 years ago and it wasn't that much of a big deal. So it seems like this is about the wedding because he said weddings is between the two families. Do you agree with that?
I agree. I agree that it's between the two families. But I'm saying to you that not all weddings happen the same way it happens on the social media. You see people, a lot of people there, we love pictures.
No, but the societal wedding. No,
Yeah,
but this is a society wedding. She posted it to 1.2 million followers. At least about 100 million people have seen that today.
That's for her. I'm speaking for her family, not really her. Well, I don't even get my point. I'm speaking for the family. That the family might not be aware of the whole picture. That's
of how big it is.
Yes, like she's going to go post it, they're going to come this big and everything. So I'm kind of speaking about her family, not realizing how what's the big deal? Do you understand? Didn't you not tell that your parents said that they're not? You guys can go ahead. But what's going on? You know that kind of thing. I know that whatever. So this letter thing is a bit too excessive, even with how much disrespected they are. We're like, why would you bring all this into social media like that? Why don't you settle it, by yourselves? You can't remember to say. You're not the first people that have a dispute in a marriage.
It's pissed off. Can you blame a father? It's pissed off.
No,
they wasn't tied around.
I understand he's pissed off. He can express it in whatever ways. I'm just saying that. What I'm just trying to arrive at.
Somebody said all this. We just lost you again, though, film girl. Somebody said all this paparazzi was planned. That's what we say now. That's why this man is pissed off, right? Now, I see what film girl is saying, that there are other issues that's happened behind the scenes. I completely agree with that. I believe that the father also had certain responsibility on his part when he has a child that say, hey, he also has some responsibility on his part. But we're just looking at across the board. If you find, because the question says, should we marry despite my father's disapproval? So maybe we're a little biased because I'm a father of a baby girl. Uncle Ben is a father, so maybe we're a little biased, right? I would hate that. Absolutely. Are you kidding me? You're back.
I actually lost connection. I didn't hear what you said, right?
Oh, okay, yeah. I know.
But the thing is that I don't expect everyone to understand, right? Mm-hmm. But like I said, there are marriages that happen under very weird circumstances. Especially at this point, I believe strongly that the father must have told the son never, because she's Igbo, first of all, she's 38, whatever, it's not going to happen, whatever. We don't know what went on. That's the truth, right?
Let me ask you this question that Dee is asking on the screen. Why would a family be comfortable handing their daughter over to another family in the absence of their dad?
Have you not seen so? There's some dads that don't want their children. I don't know. Some dads don't just show up for weddings. There's some dads that don't come to the wedding at all.
No. Of course, we know that. And you already said, rightfully so, maybe because they were far away, they couldn't make it, they're sick. We know that. But let's say we know those things are not the issue.
Listen, when you come from happy homes and everything is happening where you don't understand what people are going through. There's some families whereby it doesn't just work out that way. And they have to find a way to get married. I'm not talking about these people, I'm talking about other people. Sometimes the father is not present because of some reason. Some conflict in the family. It happens.
Literally, this father is present. He's just not at the physical location.
Yeah,
he's pissed off.
I'm just saying he's pissed off, right? But there are times whereby, okay, how about the cases whereby, it happened with this lady in Gozin Wosu when she got married, the actress and her daughter got married, that the father wasn't involved and was pissed off. There are times they exclude parents for some reason. Is it right? No, but it happens. Do you understand? These things happen. And I'm not saying that one of these. Remember that issue with Ngozi Wosu and her daughter's wedding, right? That the father felt that he wasn't included, right? When there's conflict, that's why when there's conflict in the family, these sort of things happen. And this is a polygamous home, so we don't even know what's even going on with the guy and his stepmom and everybody and everything that's going on. We don't even know. But I'm just saying to you that, is it normal? No. But there are circumstances.
I think that's what we're trying to get. You just agree that it's not normal, it's not typical. And since it's not normal, it's not typical, you need to be aware from a social standpoint that you need to be okay with the idea that I'm doing something abnormal. That's all. Right?
That's what I'm trying to explain to you, that I know someone that recently went to do his whatever with his wife, right? Nigeria. And it was just his one of his family members that went with him. the parents were not there, whatever, but they still got married. You know, like there are other
They got
opportunities.
married, but the father is not on the internet saying he's pissed off.
Yeah, I know
That's a
that.
difference.
Okay, hold on. Are we talking about the father being pissed off? Or are we talking about why what is I don't understand. Okay,
We're talking about eloping.
they
You
didn't say
have a
they
little
didn't
bass boss
elope.
with your father, and you concluded that you should elope.
No, well, that's for the guy. The guy eloped. The girl for the girl. The girl did not elope.
Exactly. Now we're talking about the father, the son. Remember, that's what we're talking about.
Well,
we're talking about Taiwo himself, right?
I'm just trying to add context. Like I said, you guys might not agree with
Some
me, but
possibility. I get you.
I just
you.
add context to this stuff that it might not be as simple as it is. Like it might not be as simple as you're looking at it like that. You understand? Especially with a family that has so much protocol, they might have objected to the wedding. They're not saying it right now, and the guys wants to marry this girl.
They're definitely painting it better. I agree with that.
Exactly.
There was the Gbasgbos was a lot more tougher behind the scenes. If it's taking 6 months, and they've concluded that and that's why we're talking about. That's why I just said the father has some responsibility on his part. Some of our parents have responsibility on their part when they are put in a position that they're not familiar with.
Exactly.
And we're going to talk about that as well.
I'm just trying to highlight what I'm trying to highlight. My main point I'm trying to highlight that this thing is a miscommunication because of tribal difference. Because if the girl was Yoruba, maybe they would have thought about the implications. You understand? That's what I was driving at. I didn't land there. They must have thought about the implications.
Oh yeah, do me a favor before you drop off. Me a favor before you drop off. CC is saying, "Who are these people? I'm lost with the story. Can you do like a quick summary?"
Oh, Cici, it's a popular. She's some kind of influencer, YouTuber, whatever, Nigeria, and then she's from a different tribe, and then she met this guy that's from a different tribe, Yoruba tribe, but somehow some influential family. So somehow they went to do the first step of the marriage, and the family of the boy is coming out to claim that they are not aware that marriage was taken on, and they are making so much fuss about it on the internet. They even sent a letter out on the internet as a disclaimer saying they don't know who the bride is, they're not in support and all that stuff. So right now we're just debating over, I don't know what you're debating over right now, but from my own point of view, what I'm trying to say is that what the boy did is wrong. If the girl is my sister, I'll say to her, if the family of the boy doesn't want to marry her, then if they don't. But that's what I'm trying to say to you. I said I agree with everything you said. I said it at the beginning.
Okay, all right. I hear you.
That's the first statement I made. That everything
right, you did say that. You did
correct.
say that.
Everything Brother Ben said.
You were just adding some potential additional context that will happen behind the scenes.
Exactly. I'm saying that this is what happens when you're doing intertribal marriages and you don't ask questions. Because from the eastern side, we don't place so much emphasis on the groom's family. They don't show up. Whoever comes to the guy, we are okay.
Actually, that's true in Yoruba too, on paper. That's true.
I don't
but
know.
when the issue hit ground, then you see they actually care. On paper, they are not. Is the wife's family that's supposed to be,
Some families, you see, everybody, the whole bus of people that come is okay. In some weddings, it's only 4 people that show up. It's okay. That to me, I've never, as an Igbo girl, questioned the number of group people that came with the group. I never really questioned it, right?
It's not yours to question. It's your father's to question, or your brother, or your guardian, somebody.
I'm just saying that people don't really question that much. And then again, if there is conflict, if they have explained a case whereby there's conflict or some other extreme circumstances that the parents cannot be there for some reason, maybe there's fighting, there's divorce and that, and they cannot be there for some reason or whatever. They some families will allow the girl to still get married as long as the groom and some of his family members are in support. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
Okay.
Maybe it's also in Yoruba land, but Igbo land, the one I've seen so far, they can allow it. But is it advisable? No. But is it allowed? Yes. I don't know if you're getting my point.
Anything's allowed. It's just that once you allow yourself to do it, there's consequences, right?
There are consequences, but for me, as far as I'm concerned, no matter how much this boy has grieved, coming to the internet with the family coming with that old letter is just childish as well. No matter what you say, they can be upset, but bringing it and we disclaim, we disallow.
It's a public letter, open letter. Okay, all right. I agree. We're talking about. We're going to talk about that in a second.
Well, like I said, the people might not agree with me. It's fine. But I'm just saying that this is where I look at it from. That this is what happens when you go and marry outside your tribe and you don't ask questions.
So I'm going to correct this, right? This is not just what happened when you marry outside of your tribe. When you cross any type of dimensions.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying.
So if you, yes,
cultural, race,
cultural, there you go. If you cross religion, cultural, race,
and
you should be aware that there will be some additional layers of friction. It's just what it is.
Because the truth about it is that the truth about whether my sisters agree or not, if the guy was Igbo and this kind of thing happened, it won't be as blown up this way it happened. Like if the guy went to marry without their permission, like you. Okay, look at you married without Pete Edochie's permission. He just look at how he reacted. Okay, he's a man, he can go and marry Weber. Look at Pete Edochie's reaction. That's a typical reaction of an Igbo
I don't
man.
agree with that. I don't agree that that's every Igbo man would do that. I think some Igbo man. Have you heard Ekene on this platform before?
No, I'm explaining to you that they might be angry, but they will not take it that far the way the Coles family went. I don't have to explain it to you. The woman might get married and they might treat her badly or whatever, but they will not come and start putting letter or wait for protocol or whatever. Just use you.
So they will, okay, so I agree. So they will show their own basketballs in a different way, but they will be basketballs.
Exactly, but it's not like that kind of the father will be like, say you want to be a man, you are married woman. Oh, we are married, they are married. They can't send her back. They can't come married. Oh, you cannot take his name. You cannot do this. No. Do you understand? But they might show her that they don't like her in their own way. I'm just saying, let's look at you's situation and Peter Joche as a stereotype to look at how the father reacted to him marrying without his knowledge. Do you understand? It happens.
Okay. I hear you.
But now that I know that you're about to...
I think we're on the same page. I think the only thing I'm disagreeing with, and a lot of people in the chat, it's not necessarily... We want to remove focus from the tribal thing, right? Just know that there are differences in life from groups of people to groups of people.
The tribal thing is a very major thing in this issue. Remember, it's case by case. On this
no, but that's why we disagree. It's okay to disagree, right?
It's a major thing on this one.
But that's where we disagree because that it was more about denominational. This is not even about religion now. Denominational.
I understand that. I'm saying that whatever it is that is playing, whether it's denomination or Christian or whatever, on this particular story, on this case on this specific story,
right?
The tribal thing is where the social intelligence thing.
But they haven't admitted to it's about tribal. They haven't said that.
No, they won't admit. I'm not saying as me and Med are alive. I'm telling you where it is. But you said social intelligence, right?
Social intelligence. We can all agree to that.
Because right? Of the tribal difference, they were not aware of.
Tribe. Okay. So tribe is part of social intelligence. Okay.
Exactly.
But it could be so many other things. I want you to keep an open mind for that. That it could be so many other things.
Man of faith, please don't say because I'm an Igbo, right? If the same thing happens with Epic and maybe Hausa, I'll say maybe I will look at the tribe thing as a major part.
No, it's not that you're Igbo. Us Nigerians, we do this and we need to stop. All of us Nigerians, we do it and we need to stop. You know what I'm saying? It's people have differences all around the world. Even when I bring here, sometimes I push against him. Sometimes I will come, I will say something, and I say I disagree. These issues are everywhere. They might show up differently. But these issues
are everywhere. If for example, now if you go and marry from a Chinese dynasty or Indian family or something, they have their own traditions. If you break it without being unaware, you will have the same problem. That is my point.
Thank you. I knew I could trust Film Girl. I just knew it.
The only reason I'm calling on this matter is because I feel that I have an authentic viewpoint as an Igbo person. Do you understand?
I got you.
But no matter what, if you're marrying Indian person or you're marrying a Chinese person or a German, whatever it is, any culture, and you're not aware of the implications if you do some things, you just take it for granted. These things will happen. That's what I'm getting at. I hope everybody gets it.
I got you. You're just speaking from your own personal experience as an Igbo girl. Got you. Completely.
Because she's ethnic member. I'm just saying she's not even from my tribe. I'm just saying it might be.
Right.
Yeah. Gotcha. So I'm not bringing a tribe thing into it. I'm saying if you cross lines, like you said, race, you cross lines of tribe, you cross lines
dimensions,
of religion, you cross lines of age, all these problems will come up, right? Because the age thing is on that thing altogether. The father said her age, the way he said it, her age and whatever, he is really. And another thing again is that I strongly feel, and I know I feel it in my God that maybe the way the parent, the guy's father, the way they are so proud, the way they approach the girl's family might be derogatory. And that's why the father might be a proud epic
So
man.
Taiwo is essentially being a Prince Harry now. It's like, you know what, to hell with this one.
No, as in, I know epic people are they have a lot of pride. So maybe if he felt that they were being
See, so this is a man. That's a good point. This is a coconut. Who has the coconut health pass?
Yeah,
among the
they are
families.
being derogatory. Epic men have coconut head too. They'll be like, are you feeling? Do you know what are you feeling like? Do you understand?
Right.
So actually, you know when these big families come with all their.
So they will be like, so does he want to marry you? We actually give him to you. We'll give you to him. Let's see what they. Let them pull their worst, right?
Or they might say something like, "We'll buy you ticket, come to Lagos, so we can discuss." Like, what do you mean? Come to here? No, none of if we don't know what happened, and it's possible that the father might have felt slighted in the way they were, the way he was regarded. We're like, you know what, to hell with you people. Like I said, that we don't know, but it's possible as well because the way they are going on with this, their pride.
Right.
I can read off a lot of it that it will show up in everything that they do. They are just too priding in their is our pride.
Yeah, I'd rather bring pride into it. Pride and ego.
It was actually my second point, but you took this first one and made it, you stretched it
No,
out.
you have no idea. There are, when we have small worry, film girl, when we have small worry, people take that worry to the next level. We got to disclaim that tribal thing. Straight up.
I know, but okay, maybe like I said, I'm sorry if I didn't explain it properly.
No, you're good. You're good. That's why we're having a conversation.
Interracial differences that brought about lack of social awareness of what the implication meant on both sides, and then it might be that the father-in-law was, was acting like a J whatever to the other father-in-law, and then we're like, you know what, to hell with you, I don't even need you or something, whatever, So parents used to fight before. So parents fight before marriage. You know that, right?
Before, what I was telling my own story now.
Yeah. And so when they disagree that much, some might go like, you know what, I don't know. Like, we don't know. But these things happen. I've seen where that's happened before. I won't say this is their case, but I'm saying I've seen where this kind of disagreement has happened so much that the wedding went ahead without the parent, the girl, the one parent involved, and it was okay,
Right.
So.
All right, cool. Thank you so much.
Everything is valid.
No, it's all valid. Good conversation.
He shouldn't have been more of a man. He should have put his foot down. He should have explained more. He shouldn't have lied, whatever. All those things are valid. But anyway.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Yeah, feel free to hang out. Natu, you did it?
Yeah, I've been trying to come in, but calls kept interrupting.
Oh, really? It never went through?
Yeah, that's why.
But you are here. How are you doing?
I'm here. I'm good. Happy Sunday, everyone.
Happy Sunday to you.
So, as I was saying something earlier,
the spirit of Kaduna people. Did I capture that microphone? Let's see. Jesus Christ. But I bet you did, yeah?
They said they should wait till May. And now they want to do the
start talking all over, Jari. Start talking all over. We lost you completely.
Oh, sorry. So I said I saw somewhere that they said that the father said they wanted to go and see the girl's parents, and they were told to wait until May, and then they now saw pictures online. So this is going to be my question.
Right. Hey, spirit of Cross River people. Jesus Christ. Is it me, Abiha?
Oh, is it my network?
Right. Yes, it's your network before.
I
didn't tell you how much I pay on my network.
My village people are playing really hard. So why do parents tell their kids if they don't want the kids to come with them to go get their slippers and they run away? Why do parents? I'm just making an analysis now. You know, sometimes you want to go somewhere and Tifa said that day I want to come with you. I say, go and bring your shoe. And before Tifa goes to bring her shoe,
and then they disappear.
You don't know because you don't want to go with Tifa, right? Because, 1 second. So
you just came back after about 30 seconds. You just came back.
Oh shit.
Get rid of the calls. Turn off your cellular. Put the Wi-Fi only on. I
did.
All right.
So the problem, right, is there has been something brewing. And you see these these are olden day parents. They are still understood social media. That disclaimer that they put, they didn't know they were going to drag them like this. Do you understand?
Right.
They did not know that they were going to drag them like this. So when the dragging became too much.
Social media is not anybody's mate.
Aya, what are you talking about? So first, Baba said that the girl is older than his son. That was what Baba said. Second, Baba now said they were going to go before. They said they should wait till May. They want to do. If your son trusts your judgment and he knows you are behind him, why should you go behind him and go and do the wedding? Do you understand? And on the girl's side, I know there is love, but women, we like to dey buy market for ourselves. This is 2024. This is 2024. We're still doing it in 2024. Your family shows they don't like it, not be by force.
Let them go and settle it first, right?
Even
if you are pregnant. Even if you are pregnant.
Because when they say a family, when you marry a man, you marry with his family. That thing is valid even in the white man's land. Forget it. Even in the white man's land. Because Hausa used to have one thing that they said, be careful of somebody that doesn't have anybody to talk to.
Yeah.
You understand? So, do you want to tell me that there will never be anything that you will need to talk to anybody of his family? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There are times that something will come up that you will need to like get some background or family history or something. If your child goes to hospital, they want to ask something, what's your family history? You don't tell the doctor that I don't talk to them. God forbid, you're not praying for anything. But they always ask you for family history. He's not going to give his mother's family, he has to give his father's family history too. Do you understand? I feel like she's treading on a dangerous path. I know that she has her husband's support, but again, I saw a post by his twin sister that was congratulating him and her sister-in-law.
Right, I saw that. Yeah.
So for me now, the way I'm seeing it, there are some family members that support and some don't support. So as Baba being the patriarch, he says he's not supporting. That's why his voice is louder. But I want to believe there are people low-key that accept it. But again, if his family is not supporting, who followed him to our village? So because you see, let me tell you the problem is
the mother followed him.
So Mama is supporting.
Yes, now Mama is supporting.
I can finish now. I'm just kidding.
No, it's a big deal that the mother is. That's something we can talk about, right?
Yes.
If the mother is supporting, clearly there's a division between the mother and the father. He said they've been divorced for 20-something years, but it doesn't have to be a division.
Oh yes. So okay. So on that part also, right? If some families are responsible, they will tell the man either they want his uncle or his dad. Do you understand? The mom's present. Did you see that wedding that they did in that church that pastor refused to do the wedding until a man came and handed her over?
You remember that story? Exactly.
Yes. And the man came and handed her over. Okay. So the mom is there, yes, but who was the male figure that was there? Was it the mom's brother?
Yes.
Was it from the father's side?
Yep. When you say, hold on one second, Atu. When you say male figure like that, some people, a lot of women these days interpret like, why does it have to be patriarchy? Listen, this is why I keep saying context, social intelligence, okay? The society you live in, okay? You're probably going to be around for 40 to 100 years. I don't know how many years you'll be around. The society you live in has certain standards as enabled by you, not you personally, but all of us, right? And some things basically represents, you might not like it, but you just need to, again, you can do whatever you want. Just be aware that you're swimming against the trend and you can drown.
That's right.
Continue.
Yep. So the question that her family should have asked, but from what I feel like she's one of the person that called the shots in her family. So she, now maybe she's the one that has the money in the family. She holds the family down. So they don't want to offend her. So anything that she says that she wants, that's what they are going to do because she's the superstar.
Thank you.
But again, honestly speaking, aside everything that we're saying, like spiritual kinikon, like you don't bring your kid into this kind of this thing. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
If the man really wants you, you can use that and have him settle with his family. If the man really wants you, you can use that.
Yeah,
and
you can use that. Go take care of this. Listen, I'm not going anywhere. Let's just work on that. Okay?
Like I want you, but I really want your dad to be there. So anything that the man will do to bring his dad there, except Baba has coconut head and said you are not marrying that girl. That one.
There will be more than enough evidence at that time. That one is just a coconut head. There will be more. They might have that already. By the way, we're just saying you want to have enough evidence that man is just problematic on his own, because there are some fathers like that, because that even if his own siblings, his cousins might have told him like, remember that lady was telling him on the phone like, no, don't say that. If they come back and apologize,
first of all, that lady is a amebo. She calls him so that she can record it. You can see like she kept like,
Jesus.
yes, she called that a record. Bros, we know how this thing works.
All right, let me go back
Yes,
to
she
Brother
called so she
Ben.
can record.
Brother Ben, I know you have a lot already because the lady have been speaking.
Oh no, I'm
That you want to.
I'm enjoying the ladies.
You're enjoying it. Good. This say it's not the father's surname is it not the father's surname we still take? Thank you. If you are subscribing to marriage, just know the rules.
She
Play
might
by
decide
the
to use the man's
rules
son.
and
She might tell
win.
herself that she use Taiwo's name instead of Cole. That's how mumuness some people are.
But that's still
She will say,
mumu. Taiwo,
that's what I'm
did
saying.
Taiwo fall out of the skies? You know.
He probably
Yeah.
did. He come from Mami Water side.
She was pregnant. They had no time for your advice not to. Pregnant.
Yeah.
Pregnant good. Pregnant will rest. Pregnant is not the end of it now. We also know, I know you know this, Marriott. We also know that you should not run into a marriage because of pregnancy. Ever, never. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. You know, you can also be interpreted as you're trying to tie down a man with pregnancy, and you know that doesn't work either. Just do things right, you know. Anything that looks like ceremony, you don't have to be right all around as a human being. Nobody's perfect, but anything that looks like ceremonial when it comes to these things, don't push them aside. They have greater meaning than you understand at the moment.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
She was. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Oh, brother, I just want to chip in one or two things before we move on.
Yeah.
First and foremost, I want to clear the aspect of the disclaimer the father put out there, because I just get another information now from what Sister Natu and the chat is saying.
Right.
The boy's parents are divorced, right?
Correct.
So,
for 20 something plus years.
Yeah, so and the mother followed the boy to the traditional wedding, but the father is not there. So now I get the reason why the father put out that.
Another angle. Exactly.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I don't want to make this like an age thing, but I think I've lived for a while now to know how these things play out. This guy, the bride and groom, they just play themselves into a very dangerous zone.
Absolutely.
And I'll clear that. So, you see, when you're marrying a lady that both parents are separated or divorced, I will say this, and those who are watching now, if you have younger brother, you can send this part to them. When you are marrying a lady or a man that the father and mother are separated, they are divorced for the longest, do everything within your capacity to make sure they are both on board for the wedding. Even if they don't see eye to eye, I mean the parent. It doesn't matter, maybe it's the boy's parent or the wife's parent. Even if they don't see eye for eye, do everything you can to make sure both parents play their role in that wedding. Now, if any of them don't want to come, just make sure that you do your own traditional part. And I'm saying this because a lot of ladies nowadays don't even know why their marriages scatter.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say it. If people want to hate me for that, fine. But I'll say we are here.
But I bet stop saying that.
Yeah, no, you know,
Just say it.
If
if we don't agree, we go have conversation about
now,
it. Just say it.
I will say it like this.
Respectfully though. Yeah.
Yes.
No, nothing from me, respectfully to you. That's what I'm saying.
No problem, Abba. Now, if you are marrying a man that his parents are divorced, the father, especially Nigerian dad, is waiting on that wedding. The dad knows, you know, Nigerian men, coconut head. The dad knows that, okay, I will see how you will get married without my permission or without me playing my role. So your mom can tell you anything, your mother can take you, run all over the place, but the dad is waiting for that wedding. And that is why I said it's dangerous. If you are marrying anybody like that who is coming from a divided home where papa mama know they see each other, don't go by whatever your spouse tell you. If the man or the boy is telling you, don't worry, my dad
Pay attention. Pay attention.
yeah, if you say my dad is stubborn and my dad would listen, he say bad, don't listen. No, especially if you are a woman, tell him, I have no problem with your dad. You have issue with your dad, your mom have issue with your dad, but me that I'm marrying you, I have no problem with your dad. I'm gonna end up being his daughter-in-law. At least let me see him. Just bring him in. It has a reason, because some father, even if they don't talk, some people they fight on their behalf. See, when parents fight, some old people will take the side of the mom and some will take the side of the father. And these people most time are evil people. They will wait, looking for
excuse. Because that's clearly not the wise thing to do. Taking sides.
So whatever it takes, just talk to your spouse. Bro, see, my dear, let's forget whatever these two have. Let's just get them so we can find our own way. And it shall be well with you. Now, coming back to why I'm saying all this story. You see, there is a reason the father put out that disclaimer. Because when the both go happen, the father don't want to be involved. I'm a Yoruba man. I'm not going to break it all down. But the father know what he's doing right now. The father is already separating himself from the wedding.
Right.
Already saying, look, I have nothing to do with whatever they did there. By the time Theo Robake, when Oro go cry, when that's both we start, the father will just tell you.
He will remind you. I've been through this. They will remind you. They're wrong, but it will tamper with your spirit too.
I'm telling you.
It will affect you. You will question your decisions. You will question. You will find yourself in a space where you will question your decisions. And you don't want that additional layer. At least you want to try to make sure you fulfilled all righteousness, because we don't know, that man can be a coconut head. We're not saying that they can lock you up and not let you do your life eventually, but like he's saying, do everything in your power to make sure you have full understanding of what's going on with that division, because it's going to show his face in your own relationship.
Exactly. You just have to. So that disclaimer, I've thought about it several times. I'm like, oh, Baba, if I play game Yoruba fun what I said is that this Baba won't play Yoruba game for now. No, know nothing. And remember when I started talking in the chat, I posted something. I said a lot of people nowadays, many families nowadays, it doesn't matter whether Igbo, Yoruba, Efik, or whatever. Many family nowadays, they usually don't respect the Yoruba culture. A lot, and it's happening right now. A lot don't respect the Yoruba. They're always like, hey, Yoruba people, they like to do like this. But let me tell you, as a Yoruba person, there are some Yorubas that you don't mess with. You better stay clean. Just do what you have to do and stay on your lane.
Let's not say Yoruba. In the same spirit of what I said to Film Girl, certain cultures, when you're going into that culture, be aware. If that man or woman is coming from a place where they are discarding, they are disrespectful to their own culture, you should have questions around that, because that's part of their sense of identity. Why are they discounting their own culture? That is a part of any human being's identity. Oyibo people have culture too. Don't get it twisted. Don't lie to yourself. They have culture too. They have tradition. At least you might be getting semantical with that. It's tradition. It's not culture. Whatever. They have practices that they hold dearly to heart. If they tend to have that practice, maybe every Christmas they're gonna, and then you have one person that's coming from that place, they are marrying you, the culture is so loud, or wherever the tradition is so loud, that you could tell that your spouse is completely disrespectful to it. You should have full understanding of that. You can be on the same page in that respect. Maybe that can help you. Maybe both of you subscribe to a different religion altogether, but you want to make sure that that's a real thing that will not come back and bite you in the butt when there's crisis in the future, inevitably.
Exactly. And one other thing I was going to talk about, I think either Film Girl or Sister Natu mention it, or maybe they didn't touch there. I want to say this. In this marriage, by grace of God, their marriage will work out. The lady is 38, the boy is 30, age difference and every other thing. I pray God will
Couple their marriage.
But that disclaimer again is put out there because of tomorrow crying of Yoruba Demo.
Just in case you have your heart broken, we have no part of that.
To avoid coming, Yoruba.
Maybe they know their own son.
You don't know them. You don't know them. Because let me tell you, everything this boy did, this boy man, what he did, point to one thing. I smell gold digger. I'm sorry to say.
But I been.
Yes. We are looking
We don't
at
have.
possibility.
We don't have. Go ahead. No, I'm not. I'm looking at what they said.
Me.
But you guys can feel free to look at all possibilities. You and film girl. Me, I'm just looking at what I see.
You are the coach now.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Let me do my whataboutism. Like
What aboutism? Chidima.
Whataboutism.
Whataboutism?
Chidima always bring the grammars out. I love her for that. That's why I go make her my PSF. Now, you see what I sense here, and I'm gonna say sorry. It's hard to take tribe out of this discussion, so I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm a Yoruba boy, and I will tell you right now.
Link is pinned to the top, sir. But
Please.
Patrick, if you have time, we'd like to hear your own take on it too, sir. Go ahead.
Please, I'm gonna say this. As a Yoruba man, I will tell you this. Yoruba man don't quickly marry a woman so older than them unless there is something they want to gain out of it, the union. I'm sorry.
There's something in it for them.
Mostly.
Is it money?
There
Like
are
money?
some that are original. There are some Yoruba guys that they truly love originally. But in most cases, especially if it's a Yoruba guy who grew up and rock life in Lagos, before he marry you, when the age difference is so wide, and you also have your own history somewhere, he takes something, the guy sees something. And if it is abroad, I would say, well, it's love. But once these people are in Nigeria together, women just have to be careful. So that age factor is something. And then the parent of this boy, they know him very, very well. They know him better than all of us. The parent of this guy, they know him better than us. So if
They don't know him romantically, Sha. They just know him as a boy.
Daniel, which parent don't know their children romantically? Not be the boy.
Literally all of them.
Is it not part of this conversation now that they said this same guy?
This is how I know. This is how I know. Sorry, but Ben. This is how I know. Literally all of them. When there's issues inside of the marriage, what do? They take sides. They take sides precisely from what they know about their children. They don't know that man or that woman inside of a marriage. That's just a fact. But this one are not inside marriage yet, so I'll give you a pass. Continue.
Yeah, I'm just saying. There is possibility that the dad, particularly, I see more of the dad fighting for himself here, not even the boy or the girl. That's just what I see. Since I heard that information that both parents are separated.
They said he was called to the palace too, the boy himself. He was called to the palace too to come and answer, and he begged and he said he's sorry. That was 6 months ago. And then the next thing they found his invitation later on in May. That was in December. So he was actually called and he said he's sorry. He will sort it out. And then they made the call to Cross River. And then Cross River said they're not ready. That was in February. And then they said they will talk in May. And now May come, they have invitation without any consent from them.
Yeah, well, good for them. I just know that something is wrong. If something is wrong somewhere, there is something we're not seeing. It's either the lady is desperate or the boy is just ignorant of the norm and traditional aspects of wedding. That's just what I see. So, and for the dad to put out a disclaimer, I sense there is a bad ghost coming later, and the dad want to stay away from whatever outcome of that bad ghost will be. He don't want to be involved in it, so he's trying to separate himself. And I think it's more. It has more to do with the mom being present at that wedding too. And by the way, I have to say this too. If you're gonna cut this part and repost it, say it. Mothers, especially Nigerian moms, many of them are the one who are creating problem for their children, especially divorced Nigerian mom. I'm sorry. A lot of them sometimes, because of how the father might have been a mugopak, a jolly fellow, philanthropist, doing whatever. Some mother have resentment in their mind, and they feel like, you know what? If I come on me, when my children will be getting married, I will wait for you. You do nonsense, father. Let me tell you, it's not the father that have used us all his life, who is more closer to his grave. It's not that father that you are risking. You are risking the future of your own children. It doesn't work out. You can't give a child out. You can't give your daughter out or marriage, or you can't follow your son to go and marry because you hate the dad, because the dad treated you bad, and you have that resentment. You nurse it over, and then when the wedding comes, you go there, you bring your friend, you are dancing all around. Let me tell you, when the deities and the ancestors start coming after your children, even you, mama, you're not gonna know where anything hit your children from. This is what you should do as a mom. Tell your son, your daughter, give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. It won't take anything away from you as the mom. Your children know that their dad is a mugopak. But just
but Ben, for me, I have to blame that on this gentleman. He's 30 years old. That's a full-blown grown man. He's responsible for all of this. Okay, I know Ola was going to blame the man for everything. Yes, okay. He can't even blame his father. Okay, we can hold the father accountable in certain respect. Sure, we can add that to the conversation. As Agbaman Toleni, they have things like that. Like a man, the elderly should not throw and then start typing letter that will embarrass the whole family. I agree. Okay, but this story we're talking about, that young man is responsible, and if he fell on his face and he's failed right now, it's okay. He will learn from it. But these are the kind of events that continue to show up. Crisis is inevitable. When it happens, how do you react is everything. How you respond to it is everything. Yeah.
Can I say something real quick?
Please.
All right. Also, in light of what I've said, right? This now falls down. I'm going to talk from another angle now to couples.
You say what?
I said I'm gonna talk like this now goes to the couples, right?
Right.
The parents,
to the couples, yeah.
Not the bride
to the parents, to the engineer.
Yeah, I'm just thinking. Yeah, okay. Yes. One brother started talking, right? And I'm started looking at it from another angle. Maybe these kids have been having an amazing relationship with their mom since the parents got divorced, and the dad is not liking it.
That's obviously because the twin sister said something, right?
Yes. So now the dad will be like, okay, let me see if you're going to go and do that. If your mother will be man enough to be the one to give, because a man has to be there and I will not come. So now he's not like, probably he's not fighting the boy, but because the mom is too invested in the whole marriage thing, so he wants to spite the wife. Right. Do you understand? So he wants to spite his own ex-wife by doing all of this thing, and now he's falling inside the koto. Do you understand me? So it might have like a little to do with the boy than it has to do with his mom. Do you understand? Yeah, because we've been separated for this long. Look at when Femi Kuti and his ex-wife, when they married out their son. Did you see how cold they were? Like nothing was going on. Like they were still married, safe. Do you understand? Right. Like hold on.
Pause for a second. Sorry to interrupt. Hopefully I don't want to interrupt your train of thought, right? What you just said right there is what I want Film Girl to hear, right? That is ideal. It's ideal. Strive for it. Okay? That is ideal. Strive for it. It's not just about you. The pin is pinned to the top, so I'm going to try to send it again. That's ideal. Ideal means it's better in every respect, as accepted by society. Ideal is that, yes, you separated years ago. Be cordial for your kids. So whatever ideal looks like, do your best and learn what it looked like. You might not have been in a position where you were previewed to see what ideal looks like. Healthy relationships, healthy family. Do everything. I'm going to do my best to continue to showcase them here, but also you have to want to bite, right? Do your best. It's pretty natural for all of us to speak from our experiences. That's normal. But we're not trying to be normal. Most normal people are struggling in relationships and marriages. And that's what we're trying to avoid. Remember? Go ahead, Natu.
Right. So now, like when they say when two elephants fight, it's the grass that suffer. That's what it is. So he's gonna be like, So they probably said, the mother is the person that followed him there or a few people. He said, So the mother followed him. Listen, I've had relatives that got married and the father will say, if your mother is going to be there, I will not come. I'm like, what's that?
Yes.
If your father is going to be there, I will not come. What's that? Do you understand? I have an aunt that son got married. The son got married at, wait, how old was he? At 40. But the father, because father left the mom and remarried, they were like, oh, the new wife is not welcome there. I'm like, your parents are already separated. Like, what's all this drama? Do you understand what I'm saying? So that is like probably saying that, okay, because the divorce is not for this long, they be having their own ish. If your mother is going to be there, I will not be there. And the mother's like, it's my son. It's my son. Nobody would celebrate, well, my son's day, and I'm still alive, and I will not be there. She say, I'm going. Okay, if you are going, I will not go. And I'm not part of this. I'll take myself out. So now you tell the boy, if you let your mother go, I'm going to withdraw myself. I mean, you see marriages that they've done, that the parents say,
they do that. They threaten you. They will threaten your ass.
They will withdraw. Yeah, they will withdraw their support.
They
withdraw their support.
Sister Natu, no best. Let me just say something to support your point right now. You see, one of the things I'm also getting from this whole drama, since that I've learned that they were separated, because I had similar experience with all these things. One of the things I'm getting is that father was stalling. When that boy first went to him and said, we want to marry, and then I say, oh, by May we will go. That father is stalling.
Hold up, brother Ben. Sorry, hold up. I think this is an additional important information. Are they saying the wife is Igbo?
No, she's from
the mother of Taiwo.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Is she Igbo? Is that what you're saying, D? Continue what you were saying.
No, what I'm just saying, Sister Natu, is that I sense a situation whereby the father is stalling. The father, as a Yoruba father, he can even tell the boy, if we're going to marry this girl, you have to go and bring your mother to come and apologize for what she did so.
20 years ago.
I'm telling you, some fathers are like that. Once the mom has gone,
that's why I agree.
The mom is doing well, and they have no way to exercise any form of control over the mother. When the child want to do something that needed them, they will use that. Is your mother going to the well? Okay, your mother has to come. There are some things we have to discuss.
So of course, when they write letter, the letter will be filtered through ChatGPT and make it look all professional.
I told you they didn't see the social media dragging coming. They didn't see that.
Because people like Film Girl will read through the bullshit. But I just want us to also apply certain. While we do that, I want us to speak at a high level, because everybody experiences this in one shape, form, or the other. It might be, like she said, also tribalistic, might be racial stuff, it might be religion, it might be denominational, like mine. It might be any one of those things. They show up as the same behavior and emotional trauma and turmoils when they show up, but we're just labeling the beginning of it. You see what I'm saying? And Chinye is saying just wickedness. These are just human flaws. They are human flaws, not tribalistic flaws, human flaws across the board. Once they have something, an ideology they're stuck on, sometimes it's coming from their place of trauma too, right? You have to see that as a human behavior, so that, because once you start narrowing down through the societal hierarchy, you narrow down to tribal, you narrow down, eventually you say that person is wicked. And that's the person you want to marry. Right? Sometimes you look at the person you are having sex with and you're saying they're wicked because you can't see beyond just your hurt. It's something I want to push against with this platform. Remove yourself from making it so personal, as far away as personal as possible. Understand human behavior for what it is. It will help you learn how to seduce. You recognize this is a human behavior. You use their own weakness to seduce them or influence them in the direction you want. That's the whole purpose of me saying things the way I say things. There are real purposes behind it for our own good. It's a selfish thing for all of us here. Okay? I want you to understand it at that level so that when you see it, it's not that deep. You just say, okay, this is just another human being. I know where to get you. Because they're operating from a very weak place. If for as long as they didn't sit down and say, well, I'm Igbo man or Yoruba man, I must act this way. If they did not sit down and did that, then you have to see it beyond just that. Okay? Let me see. Brother Patrick is here. Film Girl is back. Film Girl, you want to mute your camera or you want to bring it on? I'm okay with Tito. If you want to, okay, she muted it. All right. But Patrick, you have to reconnect. You're not properly connected. Film Girl, yeah, come back. Talk to me. Where is she? We can't hear you. Your microphone is not connected or something. You might have to. You're unmuted, but you're unmuting your camera. Okay, there you go. Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay, not to just summarize what maybe I shouldn't have come with the tribe, my own tribe, as an example, right? To give context. I'm very sorry for confusing everybody if I did that. But Natu has actually hit the nail on the head. Like you said, I saw through the bullshit, right? This is a case of, like I said, the social intelligence came from the family of the girl did not understand the magnitude that this boy's family can take this kind of thing to. There might have been some kind of conflict, like Brother Ben has said, Natu has said, that we are not aware of. And the reason we're saying so is that because we have seen a number of cases where these kind of things have played out, and a wedding had to go forth without the parents of the bride or the groom present.
Right.
Do you understand? So what I was trying to say is that it's not uncommon. But is it ideal? No. But it's not uncommon, right?
Yes,
Later
I agree.
we'll go back and settle everything. But I was using my tribe that I know very well as a context that some tribes don't really put so much value on parents being there. If there's conflict and it's explained, once you can explain to them, they understand. They're like, okay, we understand. These kind of things happen because these are elders. When elders if elders want to back you up, they can explain any bullshit. They have a way of using culture to explain it. So it might not really be that her family or her culture they disregard tradition, but they might have looked at other variables and be like, you know what, let's just start here and then we'll
like these kids, they love themselves. Let's just walk with what we got.
Move forward, we're going to talk to send emissaries because this is going to be a long day. Like you said, like Brother Ben said, there's a very big nuance in the fact that you tell someone to wait for 5 months for you to have a meeting. What kind of Bawa meeting? People should Zoom call the next day now, want to get married. If this girl was the daughter of the president now, will he wait in May? Do you understand? That call will be, that meeting will be arranged that week. Because once it comes to, normally in wedding, once it comes to parents go ahead, it's just sometimes it's just phone call or a Zoom call if they are that technologically savvy. You understand? And they just arrange, and then maybe if the parents are not in the same town, they might send a brother or sister that lives in that town to go and see the parents on their behalf. These things have been done many times. So why are you keeping it till May and then to August and then to... There was a lot going on. Like I said, we don't know what's happening, but because we can smell it, if it smells like a dog, quacks like a dog, it's a dog. Something is going on that we don't know. And for the fact that they come out so braggadociously, a letter, bragging, everything, it tells, like you said...
That letter took me out.
It took me out.
The letter was quite triggering to social media. Yeah.
And I will say this again, from my own tribe, look at you and Pete Edochie. That is a normal reaction of people, normal that those kind of sides, they're like, okay, the father will be upset, but you don't take it that far. It's not normal. That letter is just too... what is the big deal? Killer Jesus wedding. Okay.
It's too extra.
It's too extra.
Marrying Prince Charles' son. They're from the royal family.
Last, the girl's family will pack themselves and go there and kneel down and beg. That kind of thing is not so much of a big deal. But these things happen where people have conflict. Not to thank you very much for articulating what I'm trying to say. And again, to my point, it's because of this, because there was a tribal difference. They do not understand maybe if she was from a Yoruba family, they understand the extent this kind of big family can go if they're upset. But these people, they don't understand that this is how far they can go. Like I said, me, I've learned a big deal today. So if someone I know is married a Yoruba person from a big family, I'm like, make sure everybody agrees, though. Make sure they do all the protocol. Do you understand? We're all learning. I've learned a big lesson today. Because to me, I'm like, what's the big deal? You know? Yeah, these things happen. Weddings
Well,
happen,
me,
parents don't
Film
show
Girl,
up.
before you go, me, I don't agree with that though. Make sure everybody's on the same page. That's almost a losing battle.
I agree. Like I said to you, I said it over. If she was my friend or my sister, I'll be like, babe, I don't support this thing, right? But like I've said before, we have seen cases whereby conflicts, when a family is divided, I said that over and over when I called last time. When a family is divided, everything is free game. Like Brother Ben said, there's some families like that, they'll tell you, the father used as a revenge plot. Do you understand? Like, okay, come and beg me. You understand? Unless this will not go on. Some will use it as like that. What happened to Ngozi Nwosu's case? Now, the girl's father was doing some kind of agidi. Now she went ahead with the traditional with his brothers, involved, and like, because most people, like Natu said, once the twin sister is involved, the mom is involved, some other family members are involved. They're like, okay, the family accepts. Not all family will accept the bride. You know that, right? Not all family normally accept a wedding. But
no, I mean, this is a very common case. This is a very common case.
If some of the family accept the wedding, then the other family feels okay. But ideally, it's better if everybody is on one page. But again, it's going to be very unrealistic for us to expect that the ideal will happen all the time. If you're from a family that things are going on well, everybody's in one unity, just give thanks to God, because there are families where there's chaos. And this is a stepmother, the Yoruba stepmother, the Cole's stepmother. You don't know how divisive she has been. Maybe she has scattered other weddings. Maybe she has, done a lot of things to make sure the boy doesn't get married. We don't know. So this one is like, I want to go ahead no matter what. We can't really tell. But that letter alone, the position of the family alone, gives us a very big window to speculate. And what Brother Ben and what Natu is speculating, and what I'm speculating, is actually very valid, because it has happened over and over and over before. It's not just a few times, a lot of times.
Which part? That the family, that there's more to the story.
Yeah, some people get married without the family being on board all the time.
Yes, now I agree with that one. I agree with that one, and we also know that 50% of marriages are ending up in divorce.
Yeah, no. Let's not go to the cause and effect. That's a different thing.
No. Like, we're just. This is what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. What I am saying is that just because it's being done doesn't mean it's proper. That's literally all we are addressing.
Of course.
How can you prevent some of these things from happening? That's just a straight line, right? But there's so many things to it, right?
And I can argue that some marriages that went on that way are still standing. The ones that happened when the whole family was agreed, the whole village came together.
That's why,
after 6 months,
Film Girl, that's why I have 8 things. That's why I don't have right and wrong to share with you today. I have 8 things that has their own nuances to share with you today. You see? So it's not just that when you elope, your marriage will end. No, it's not that. Precisely what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? It's not just that simple. That just make sure, because you just said it, like you agree with, but I say I don't agree with that. Just make sure everybody agree, and then your marriage will happen. That's not true either.
But one thing we can agree on is that she's going to face a lot of difficulties in that marriage because of the family. Agreed. She's going to face a lot of difficulties.
This is the beginning.
She set up herself for a lot of difficulties, but again, it can be resolved with time. This is family. There are a lot of begging. Eventually, it can be resolved.
All right. Thank you, Film God. Thank you. I appreciate you. All right. Let's see. See you later. Yep. I have Brother Patrick. How are you, sir? Happy Sunday to you, sir.
Happy Sunday, Ola. You guys tried. I don't sleep. Wake up.
Hey. We're not even up to 3 hours yet now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you guys did good. Natu, Film Girl, Brother Ben. I've taken time to understand Brother Ben if he's there.
He's here.
He's always, Brother Ben, he's always doing a very good job. He's always very objective in his thoughts. He's everything. And being in Texas and coming from with his, he has an experience that he has dealt with various people.
Mm-hmm.
He has seen. So I always like his analysis. It's always very objective.
Hello, Tonya. Good to see you.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
Brother
sir.
Ben, kudos for that. So what I'm going to say is that the issue lies on the guy himself.
Yeah.
If the guy has been a paddy with his dad, this would have been simple.
Yes.
The father is not even talking about the age difference. There is, that like Ben said, there's issue. First of all, he's been divorced for many years. If the guy has been playing a good role with his dad, is always there. Maybe the guy has always been taking his mom's side. And the man now says, okay, you come to me, I'm going to deal with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I quickly went to him and say, Dad, I want to marry. You want to be there? You know these guys? And if the dad have said, no, I'm not going to be part of it, the guy will have gone to probably the uncle or elder to talk to the man. Why can't he use that? The mother has accepted to be there, to be part of the wedding. He can talk to a member of the family. I'm very sure the man will not be that coconut head. I will not have a friend or people that can talk to him. And
thank you, Uncle Patrick. No verse. Thank you. Make I thank you first, Uncle Patrick.
Yeah, no problem. So the guy too didn't play a good role. And it's so simple. I'm going to give you an example of what happened to me. I'm going to give you an example of what happened to me. Maybe we'll have talked to the family. Yeah, to talk to the man. If it's only the man that is feeling problem, that man can be talked to. Maybe it's a friend, you know what I mean? And like when I talk about the culture, you don't have to go ahead and start doing that. Say, well, snub the man, say, we'll do whatever we want. We don't care. That means they've been doing that even before the wedding. They've been doing all that stuff that say, well, I don't care if Papa support me. I'm going to go ahead. So the guy has a role to play. The guy is his sport. I know, like our elderly people, they usually say, okay, well, that's what this is what I'm going to do. This is my right. And you can see the case of what's it called? Chris Oyakilome. When the daughter got married, the man was involved. Very happy man. Even though they were going through turbulence with the wife, then maybe they were divorced or dead. They were not the best. Everything went on good. I saw the clip, I saw the video. So it's the guy I'm going to blame on this. I'm not saying the father may not be a coconut head, but the guy too has to talk to the partner. The one who let's pull it down. Let's win Papa's heart. You know Papa, it's like that. But the guy may have said, okay, let's go ahead with the support of the mom. Yes, the mom has just said, my son, if your Papa don't do it, let's do it.
Yeah.
But we have to follow the culture. Yeah, I'm going to give you an example. Before I got married, my mother was late. And before she became late, I was in courtship. We were thinking of doing introduction. She fell sick before I was really involved. Ola, my mother, she prayed for me. I was literally taking care of this woman. All my siblings were in America. I have 4 siblings in America. Whenever they call my mom, will say, please, can you please thank Patrick for me? I was, Mama, why are you doing that? Said, no, I must tell them. I take care of her. I was the one babbling her ear, taking care of her, feeding her, doing everything possible that she's good. The woman will be praying for me. So when the woman died, and we're in the process of doing production. So I was thinking my brother would come. I will, she was in the morgue. They said, okay, they moved the date for the burial and all those things, like 2-3 months. I was like, what is this? So I was like, okay, when they come, that would be an opportunity to do small introduction. When my brother and my sister came, they said, no, they're not going to do that. No. I said, what? I said, hey. Bro, I was a pastor of the church then. You know what I did? I called one of my uncles, and my father said, go ahead, Patrick, your mother loves you. We went ahead, we did introduction with my uncle. even though my daddy could not go, but my dad gave us a go ahead. Say,
Right, there's a blessing.
yes, because they know this guy has, yes.
Yeah.
Even before they have told my dad, say, when my people come, this is an opportunity at least they know my one family. But when they come, they say, no, this is not what will come to do. You know what I mean? America. I said, well, I call my uncle said, well, no, Patrick, your mom has prayed for you. We did it. Despite it, you know, people, we go ahead and did it. Introduction. So the guy has a role to play in that aspect. That guy.
Yeah. He's the main. He's the one. Everybody else can play a role, but he's the one responsible for what we're talking about.
Yes.
Thank
you, alive, for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you so much. I saw you in the task, but Uncle Patrick must chime in on this. So, yeah, because
Uncle Patrick.
It might seem jovial here and there, but we're not going to finish this particular conversation today, you know, because of the nature of it. Like Film Girl said, there's a lot of people's experiences that goes into this, but we tend to narrow it down to 3 things when there's a divorce. And I'm linking it to divorce because foundation is everything when it comes to marriage, and we're talking about the foundation right now, you know. So and if you look at the thumbnail, it says early dilemma, right? It's a foundational issue in a marriage. No, we should all pay attention to this. We all come from different backgrounds. That's across the board, even if you're a white person. So yes, pardon me. It's extremely hard for me to narrow it down to somebody who's just been evil or the other. It's very hard for me. If it's true across the board, then I'm looking for the commonalities. What is it that link us, you know? So at that point, we have to go past race. We have to go past tribal. We have to go past what is this human behavior? What is this thing? And what is it that we can use to push against it if we know that it's going to happen in one shape or form or the other to everybody? How that's why I like to hear all of the different perspectives, so that we can eventually come to, so that when I do give some kind of conclusion to it, it will make sense. At least I've heard everybody out. But shout out to you. Thank you so much, Uncle Patrick, for that. Let me get some last words from you, gentlemen, so I can wrap up with the lessons. I have 8 lessons around this that I want to share before I leave. We can go, Brother Ben, first.
Yeah, let me just say this real quick so that I can leave. All I'm gonna say is that please don't make the mistake of the past. Don't repeat what other people have done in the past and they end up having their marriage destroyed based on what was not even their own fault. You know, so you can find your wife anywhere. Age really doesn't matter if you love each other. And the good thing is, women are always looking younger. Me, I'm even bad. When I see women, I don't even see their age. All I see is, do you look good? So a lot of boys nowadays, even when they are 30, they can see a 40 years old and be like, oh, man, these women are fine. Jokingly, I used to tell boys when they come to USA, guy, open your eye. You see all those women where you see we fine, we be like 30, 28 years old. Many of them are in their 40s. That's just by the way anyway. So what I'm saying in a nutshell is that as a boy or a girl, if you are getting married to a guy or your partner, and you already learned that your partner is from a broken home, the parents are divorced, make sure you do it the right way. I'm not going to go into some personal issue. I'll just leave it at that. Make sure you do it the right way, because when you do it the right way, it is rewarding. First and foremost, marriage always have its challenges, struggles. When those struggles come, and you know that when you are marrying your wife or your husband, all the parties that are supposed to be involved, they were involved. You don't wrong anybody at that level. So by the time the wave, when the struggles hit, you know you shouldn't be expecting anything from that angle. You can talk to your wife and say, babe, let's pray about this. Let's work it out. But when you know at the back of your mind that when you are getting married, something wasn't right. Now, even if nobody is doing anything against your marriage, your conscience alone will be judging you that I be uncle that
Is it because of that thing?
you feel me? So you want to eradicate all that. I tell my wife something because as we're growing, so many other people have been married in my family and in her family too. For instance, as I'm speaking right now, 3 of my nephews, they are married to Igbo girls, and they have 2-3 children already, and they are doing extremely well. They follow my footsteps. They were like, you go marry Igbo. Me too, I go marry Igbo. So hey, you get a so but what I'm saying is, it doesn't matter where you marry, but when you marry right, the blessings of marriage will follow you. Just make sure you give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. If your parents are fighting, your dad and your mom, they don't see, they are night and day. Talk to any one of them that, look, this is not about you, dad. This is not about you, mom. This is about me. If you truly love me, you care for me, you have to be there at my wedding, doing what you have to do as the father or as the mother. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. I'm giving this to young boys out there. Today, I've been married 14 years plus. I'm enjoying my marriage, but as both they happen, they come near us. And I know it's God at work. And it's because of some critical decision that I took when we were about to be married. Even now, my wife comes around and says, babe, I thank God, say, you use your story as help. Because she saw what happened. After our marriage, she saw what had happened to many other people who fit into that. So I'm just rounding up by saying, when you are to marry a Nigerian person, find out the tribe. What are their culture? How do they marry there? Make sure everything that has to be done, it is done. You feel me? And for those who they fear Igbo culture, Igbo marriage no cost as the way people put it. They will ask, they will demand, they will give you.
It's not $1 million.
Brother, I'm telling you, it depends on where you go. Maybe me, I've never seen a family that demand that huge money. I know you.
I think Chinye said it's $1 million for every degree that the girl has.
Maybe that's from her own side. You can't generalize. It goes at different.
That's true.
From one place to another. You feel me? But all I know is that their list they plenty. The things you have to do is much, but they are all negotiable. In fact, when I did my introduction, when I pay up wine, down wine, so they reach some level. Only introduction, money where I carry go, money don't. At a point, I'm just gonna say this now, just for reference. At a point when me come begin the verse for there, I called my wife. I said, babe, see wahala. I don't pay. Money don't almost finish here. They still they talk say he get one down wine for one place, and he get one. And my wife too, we're on the same page. My wife said, give the phone to my papa because she didn't come. So, but she told me, say, give the phone to my papa. And I went to the dad and said, dad, I won't follow you talk. I gave her the phone to her dad. The dad moved away. They spoke for like maybe 3 minutes or something. As the father come back like this, the whole thing just died down. Till tomorrow, I'm still asking her, what did you tell your dad? Because the dad came back and that was it. Everything was just piam. I say, see miracle, So please, you have to be on board. Get whatever story is happening in the family. What matters is that you want your father, your mother to support your bride, to support your husband, to support your marriage. After I don't wait, finish. More gonna later, if the parents won't begin to fight themselves, they go, let them continue now, their own problem.
Yeah.
You don't marry your wife, you don't marry your wife. So that's my take, bro. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you for always supporting, and I appreciate you, sir. We'll talk soon. All right, brother Patrick, sir. It's just me and you. Let's get your last word, sir. Is he there? Uncle Patrick. Is he there? And we're going once, and we're going twice. Can you guys still hear me? Yes? No? Maybe? Let me see. Film guy says social intelligence fallout in terms of how they were unaware of the implication of their action, mostly on the bride side. Okay. All right. I'm going to give some additional context to what I mean by social intelligence in a second. Miracle know the tire Igbo women. Wahala. All right. I tried to call Brother Patrick. It looks like he might have stepped away. All right. We're going to let's call it a day. I think we've done quite well with this topic. What do you guys think? All right. Anyway, we're talking about Wofaida. Wofaida is she's a skit maker, a television personality, influencer. She has about 1.2 million followers on the internet. She is getting married to this young man, Taiwo Olakiton Cole. And basically, can't wait to hear Ola's 8 points. We're now here already. Let's talk about that. Shout out to everybody that came. Shout out to Film Girl, Uncle Patrick, Brother Ben, Chidima, that came to uplift the conversation. It's always very, very important because, believe it or not, when I have like 8 points that I want to share, I would adjust it because, you know, that's just my own point of view when I set up the show. But I would adjust it to address certain things because I'm also learning as we go along. Okay. Everybody has spoken to how you can prepare. I think we've gotten more than enough to how you can prepare. In my opinion, I think you're going to end up in another. All right, I'm back. I exited the whole page by mistake. Can you guys hear me? Let me know you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Just let me know you can hear me, that's all. And then we can continue the conversation. Can you guys hear me? All right, thank you. I appreciate that. All right. So we've talked about how to prevent being in this position. That's fine, but let's be honest. This is real life. Life is not anybody's mate. This is going to show up in a different form. If you avoid certain tribes or you avoid certain race, this is going to show up in another way, okay? So one way or the other, in your own situation, you will still end up in some kind of poto. So the question is, what do you do when that happens? That's what I want to talk about. That's what my 8 points will probably more so yield towards, okay? And then, of course, that would be that would be also useful if you find yourself where you have to, in terms of preparation, that will also be useful, okay? So the first point that I have is this. Let me show it on the screen, okay? Your father is dragging you, okay? Your father is a special type of somebody, okay? He's a special type of somebody. He has coconut head. He comes from a family, they think the most of themselves. You can't change them. It is what it is, okay? All right, so let's talk to this gentleman. Or even you as a young lady, you're preparing for marriage, you found somebody you love, but you're having this issue, right? The first step is to try your best to understand your father's concern, okay? I think Brother Ben kind of spoke towards this. Try to have an open and honest conversation with your father to understand his reasons for disapproval. By the way, his reasons can still be mad, okay? But just try. Just try your best, okay? That's first step, okay? Keep an open mind while you're doing it. Active listening, engage active listening when you're listening. You don't have to have a response today while you're having the conversation, but just try to come from because if you don't, this is one of the reasons why I push against anything that's yield towards grouping people together or generalizing or any form of prejudice. It slows, it almost makes it not necessary to do this, right? Because after all, I already know that in your family they have certain their ears are always like this. So the people that their ears like this, they never hear anything anyway. So we're going to conclude because we already know who you are, right? So there's no need to take advantage of an opportunity that's in front of you. Problems are opportunities. Problems are your problems. They are opportunities for you to essentially ascend to another level because you're about to gain another level of understanding. Confusion is time to learn something new, right? So you're not going to do that if you've concluded that a certain group of people are a certain type of way, right? That doesn't mean you're not normal human, because I do too. I generalize too, right? I generalize. I have my own ideas based off of a group of people, and I've concluded in my mind. Oh, let me even tell you a secret. I've concluded I'm not messing with certain type of people. I won't tell you who they are, off of my own experience. But when it comes to marriage, I can't afford that. When it comes to my in-laws, no, we can't afford that. Okay, these are the marriage is between two families at the end of the day. Okay, and most human beings value family, even if I don't value family. That's a big deal. Okay, so because most people value family, if I raise my children when they are disconnected from family or extended family, they will have additional layers of questions that they don't have to have just because I have coconut head while I was giving birth to them. If it's not avoidable, if we're talking about your mental health, I agree. If it's just a matter of it's a disagreement, you need to find ways, find your way to understanding. Okay, so that's the first step. Number 2, assess your relationship. Reflect on your relationship with your partner. Consider whether your partner shares your value, goals, and vision for the future. When you're in love, the last thing you're thinking about is this kind of stuff. Okay, like, I'm just in love, especially you're not pregnant. What? Let's just do it. He's asking, let's just do it. Let's not waste time. After all, I'm 38, you're 30, we're not getting any younger. You're excited about the prospect of getting married. Who wouldn't be excited, especially if you're in love with that person? I don't judge you, I don't blame you if you're in that position, right? But once something like this rises up, it's a good time to pay attention. Like, hey, actually, we've never really, let's slow down a little bit. Let's make sure we align in values, in goals, in vision for the future. Okay. The number 3 thing is no rush. The person, listen, if you're afraid that this person is going to leave you, maybe that's why you shouldn't really go into the marriage. Okay, because you need a certain level of confidence anyway, right? So if you're already afraid that if you slow things down, that's not a good look. Okay. Number 3, evaluate your readiness for marriage. Assess your own readiness for marriage. Make sure that you're emotionally, financially, and mentally prepared for this commitment. It's an opportunity. If there's pushback from a stakeholder, yes, the father of your husband to be is a stakeholder. Yes, I know you didn't see it that way. Kilo Konwan, what's their own business? I beg, it's between me and no, it's not. It's not. Yes, after you've done the marriage, in reality, for the most of the rest of your life, yes, it's between you two. Okay, but we're talking about foundational right now. Some of these things will happen as a reminder, as a nudge, that hey, maybe you haven't paid attention to certain things, and it's a good opportunity to do that. Number 4, of course, as always, communication, not just communication by itself, ever, never. Compromise, okay? You have certain values, standards, things like that, you might need to compromise. Communicate openly with your partner about the situation, right? Have a conversation around that. Discuss your concerns and how you plan to address them. Now, I prefer that the man should be leading in this. Why? Because it's based on our social construct. It's much more sustainable long term. She's going to expect you to lead, okay? Just so you know. All right. Speaking of allies, Chidima kept saying ally. I really like that idea, but what I called it earlier on was just trusted individuals, seeking guidance from trusted individuals. Talk to family members who may offer valuable perspective and advice based on their experiences. Okay, so keep in mind, when it's not about the culture, you're going to find this issue just in a different form when you go to another group of people. You go marry Indian people, it's going to be that, right? But it's still the same issue, as in, like, human beings have certain way they like to do things, and now you're collecting because you're like, who cares? We're just in love. Anybody can fall in love with anybody. Yeah, that sounds cute, but that's not the reality when things start to happen. And things, they happen. Things, they happen. So talk to someone that can add additional perspective, insights to what's going on. Somebody that may even be close to, the close to the involved stakeholders, right? Clearly, they're stakeholders. If they can send one letter and drag you in the social media like this today, they mean something. Okay, not always, but this one means something. It's something to pay attention to. This one is very, very important, but I don't want you to turn it to fear. This is just an opportunity to learn. Okay, let me say shout out to Uncle Ben and my friend Film Girl for sponsoring the show. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Oh my God. Let me take a quick break. Okay. Welcome back. So number 6, consider long-term implications. Think about the long-term implication of your decision. While it's important to consider your father's feelings, ultimately the decision should be based on you, your own interests, your partner, right? Ultimately, it should be based on that. All of this scenario that we did today in the past 3 hours is just to let you know that there are other variables that actually affect you or your partner. So, for example, when there will be inevitable crisis during some kind of adversity in the future, when you will really need each other's support, one of the things that come to play, the devil is always looking for a way to divide you guys, right? He's looking for a division, some kind of crack in the wall to enter through, right? So if you have this small resentment that the family never accepted you, right? So that's you. We're talking about you, not even the father now. But the idea that the family never accepted you, it destroys families. Okay, it's happening every day, everywhere. Okay, so just think about that and maybe about 2,000 other variables like that. Just have a conversation around it, and right now you might feel like, I just want to do like that man's problem is too much. You ever seen that person that's basically bashing their own parent in front of you? They're saying they were never there, right? And then you put mouth, and then you now say, yeah, I know, because they were never there for you. And then eventually she says, okay, slow down. You're talking about my mother. Can you stop talking about my mother in that way? Jesus Christ. Have some Jesus Christ, some social skills. Read the room. I know I said it, but it's not yours to say. You ever had that before? It shows up in marriages all the time. Yeah, I know. You never expected it. I know. Number 7, seek counseling and mediation. If tension are high, communication is difficult, consider seeking counseling and mediation to facilitate constructive dialogue between you and all stakeholders. Okay. This last one is very important. Okay. Again, empathy, it's extremely hard when we're generalizing. Okay. Empathy is not natural characteristics of human beings. It's something you do as part of your skills, right? Generalization is what we do. We literally grew up into that. Like, you see enough experience in a certain group of people, a certain way of life or something like that, we generalize. We conclude that the rest of the 8 billion in the world people are exactly like that. We all do that. But when you acquire skills in life, in business, in relationships, professionally, you start to I can't. It's not a good idea to make that kind of assumptions that are born out of generalizations, right? So empathy is key. Approach the situation with respect and empathy. Empathy doesn't mean you'll be able to put yourself in the shoes, but just the attempt, just the idea, just you knowing, just the awareness that there's probably an angle here that I can't see. It's a big deal. So apply respect and empathy towards your father's concerns, okay? Even if it's fake, okay? Even if you know a bunch of other people that their father is just coconut head, this is how they do, like, calm down, okay? Approach the situation with respect and empathy, even if you ultimately make a decision that differs from his wishes. Remember, this is not about one way or the other. These are just just make it a checklist that you want to go through to make sure that that it's not something in your blind spot. Because it's still very, very true to a large extent. Somebody can help me if you're a Yoruba person in the chat with regards to that. You can help me with that. But there were some things I wanted to address before I leave. I did note your question earlier, Chidima. Your question says, what is the difference between a man being intentional? If you ever have a question, put a Q behind it and type it. Okay, that's how we do that here. Okay, what is the difference between a man being intentional versus a man being immaturely in a hurry? I feel like that's a loaded question. Like that question is pregnant. Like you have, whenever people type and put words and they kind of like make it like, and they try to put it like they do like that, like what are you trying to say, Chidima? A man being immaturely in a hurry, right? There's a clear difference already. So do you want me to spell it out in English or something? I'm not sure what you mean. If you want to elaborate, please let me know. I'm not sure. Break it down, sister. Break it down. Let's see. I think we've addressed some of this. This is a good tip to add onto this. I agree with Uncle Ben. Have a united front before extended family to reduce third-party penetration. That's a fact, right? So now, especially now that you're in love, it's actually easier to do that, you know. So let me see. But then, why would you want to continue in a family like this? This is a fantastic question, CC. She's probably gone to sleep. Let me see. Chidima is here. Chidima, you want to clarify? She's paused again. What in the world? Are you in the Caribbean or something? Why is your Kenny always delayed? Can you hear me?
No, I'm not. I don't know. I don't know. Yes, I can hear
you. Are you using... Make I not say the rest. What kind of internet is like 10 seconds behind? Anyway, tell me. Clarify your question.
So my question was, somewhere in the beginning of today's show, somebody said something about that 7 months is a sign that he's in a hurry, which is like a red flag. At the same time, we generally encourage men to be intentional when they see where they want. Don't waste time, go for it. So that's what I'm wondering. And they kind of said he's also immature on a different angle. So they've labeled him as and in a hurry. So that's why I combined between my questions. So I'm trying to contrast that with a man that is intentional versus a man that is immature and in a hurry when he's not ready for marriage. So how do you
I see. Now that makes sense. I knew that question was pregnant. I just knew it.
What's pregnant?
All right, so let me answer it. So first of all, 7 months is not a red flag. It's not.
Okay.
You know, 7 months is not a red flag. And usually people that say that are looking from the outside. I could have been dating a person behind the scenes for a few months before I make it official, and then we count from that point. Mm-hmm. And I could have been seeing them. They're coming over to my house. We didn't make it official for 5 months, and we're going out, we're hanging out. We call it dating. We call it different terminologies and stuff. Mm-hmm. But we make it official and then we count 7 months, and then we're ready to marry. You know, we saw Moses Bliss. It seemed like it was 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
from when they announced.
Yeah. So we don't know. That's why you hear that there are people that have actually, you know, love at first sight. They've met, they've been together, and they're still rocking. You've heard people like that before. I wouldn't advise it for 2 weeks, but I'm just saying. I can't exactly call that red flag, but to the question itself, it can be intentional and just put a time on it, just his own personal rule, right? It's 1 year, right? Okay, I met this girl that I really like, but I want the data. I want to get to know her. She can come over. I can go over. We can do the celibacy thing if that's what we choose to do. And we can do that for 1 year. I can set it. There's no rule written anywhere that says it's just your own personal thing that we're going to make it your own little benchmark, if you will, you know, that you put there. So by 1 year, I will make a decision regardless of what's going on, you know, in terms of moving into the future. That is still intentional.
Okay, so how does the lady, if he's not saying that to her, how does she know that he's being intentional and that he's not like, how does his energy give off intentionality versus I'm rushing?
That's a good question. Funny enough, I was watching a video earlier on today. Okay, if you want me guys to share that video with you in the chat in the backstage later, I'll share it. It's not we're the sperm, we're the one chasing. Why are you like we're competing to fertilize egg?
I want to understand men.
Just the only intentionality you need to do is
Just be there.
just no. Work on yourself as an individual. As a lady, be able to take care of yourself. Like always be ready, right? But you don't count, right? And you're going to naturally go by your feelings before you reason anyway. It might be 2 weeks into it, right? And you just know that there's no way forward in this. Off of your feelings, right? It's his job to be doing all that calculation. That calculation thing is not your zone if you're a typical woman. If you're already in that space, something is off with that, and we need to get you back to your natural essence. Refocus back on yourself. Always be ready. Shout out to you for showing your face. I want to encourage everybody, by the way, okay? Because some people they troll in other platforms. That's why they don't want to show their face. They are trolls, okay? Get yourself together. Put yourself together. Make yourself look your best. An opportunity to showcase yourself and speak intelligently, assertive, whatever you like. Just speak from your own place of heart, and just making yourself available that way. People will still be finding you for 30 years after you have been married, and you're like, no, I'm taking.
Wait, Ola, you say we should be assertive. Don't make me ask you what's different between assertive and strong, independent woman.
No, I use the attack because you guys like to use it. I think it's a terrible idea for a woman to use that language to themselves.
Don't the difference between assertive and strong, independent woman, because we will not go here tonight if I ask you that one.
The difference
between
if we're talking about confidence, men love it. It's sexy. If we're talking about something else, men don't like it. Period.
Okay. That's the key. Yes, that's the key.
Okay.
That's the key. Yeah.
Yeah, and you don't like men that like assertive woman too. He's a punk. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So to that answer, please stay in your working on yourself. I know it's hard. If time is piling up and stuff, and you're listening to a lot of quote unquote intentional stuff. Okay, let's apply it in this direction. Right? What is your best features? Highlight it. Everybody has a best and bad feature.
Right.
Highlight your best features for you. Be selfish. It's the job of a man to sacrifice. Love means sacrifice. That's why when women say respect her, me too, I want respect her. That's not what you want. That's not what you want. What you want has respect inside of it, but it comes with everything else too. You see what I'm saying? So it's another conversation for another day, right? But just be in your essence. Your essence looks exactly like this. We're competing. Right. We're looking for things to fertilize. There's 400 million of us on any given day from one man. Right? You just stay beautiful, ready to go. Okay?
So we should just relax in our femininity.
Relax. What's the worst case scenario? You stay beautiful. Eventually you shred off. You become ground. Like the rest of us. Finally. Just be beautiful in your essence. Don't worry about all this. If you do that, the chances that everything you want will come to you increases.
Okay. Because you become more attractive, right?
You become more attractive because it shows up as confidence. It's just sexy. Right?
Okay.
He will see something in you. Maybe you're stuck in your insecurities and you're always highlighting your weakness, and you won't understand why he sees something in you. Right? That's what we're looking for. Right? So what does that look like for you? Always staying fit, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Right? Okay. Usher. Be the usher. If you don't know how to beat tambourine in church, be the usher. Okay, be the usher. Don't be out here arguing with people about what makes why a woman should be a man. It's not going to be possible. It's not going to happen. Hopefully I answered your question, right?
Okay.
That's all you have to do in intentionality. It's his job to mark times. You go with your feelings. Sometimes you go with your feelings. I'm talking about the natural aspect. Don't just be feeling. Of course, you should think. But like sometimes you go, you're going with your feelings, and then it's 3 years. People are telling you, Auntie, say, what is this guy doing? Of course, you should pay attention. Of course now. Because it's already putting you on the edge too. That man who is making you wait for 3 years is probably putting you in your masculine mode anyway. Okay.
It's bringing out your exactly your stress and anxiety.
You're anxious.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're stressed out. That's a sign. So sometimes insecurity will make people wait like that, but just pay attention to that. Yep.
Sorry, before I head out, can you please repeat point
Sure.
number one? I missed it when you were going over it earlier.
Point number one was understand your father's concerns. Try to have an open and honest conversation with your father to understand his reasons for disapproval. And I had it, keep an open mind. Don't feel the need to have an answer. Just have a conversation. Come back with feedback later on, and then just keep calm in that kind of situation, and understand that you're not by yourself. These issues are everywhere. They just come in different form. Yep. All right, Chidima. Talk soon. She dropped out before I said okay. All right, good. That was an awesome session. Let's see. What did I miss? Wait, did CC wake up out of her dreams? I thought you went to sleep already. Let me see. I'm kissing Chidima on the screen. Wahala. Beat Tambo. Yeah, beat something. Yeah, relax. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. Trying to see if I missed anything. I don't want to be strong anything. I'm an egg. Handle me with care. Thanks. Love it. We could be telling your Britico accent. CC. This one is soft. Just go and ask a Yoruba person what it means. You see my hand. Let's see. If I may add, whatever you ultimately choose to do as a man, please protect your wife and children to be both financially, spiritually, traditionally, like Benno said. Okay, love it. All right, we had a good time today. I think this was a good session. If you really, really enjoyed, if you got some value, please share it with other people. Thank you. Thank you in advance. Share with other people. Support the platform. We're working. Support the platform. Just share, like, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications. Join the backstage. The backstage get rough sometimes, but that's the smoke. We probably have a lot more smoke back there more than anything, but yeah. Thank you. I appreciate everybody for being here. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.